Kayden. Welcome everyone to tonight's contest between two Hoosier North opponents as the LaVille Lancers travel to the Trojan Tundra to take on the Triton Trojans. I'm Andy O'Hara. Alongside me is Caden Atkins, Tyler Amsden, Kayden Hummitch, Kenny Barnhart, and the Hall of Famer Orion Lemler here for the Triton Trojan Sports Network, broadcasting live on YouTube and the IHSAA Champions Network. Last season, these two teams faced off in a tight one-score game that ended in overtime where LaVille came out on top. These two teams stand in the 12th spot in their respective classes. They both pitched a shutout in their first outing against potential sectional opponents. LaVille comes into this one as the potential favorite to take the conference crown. This is a team who returns a lot of players from that sectional championship roster from a season ago. Head coach Will Hostrouser and his coaching staff have this unit hungry and prepared to do battle in this one. Triton is the underdog here tonight in their home opener. They came out firing last week to open the game. Tonight, they need that same intensity. They need to be strong in every facet of the game here tonight. Rodney, Younis, and his staff have a tall task, but this talented coaching staff are fired up and prepared to looking for their first home win of the season. Kayden, we saw last week the Triton offense. From the get-go was swinging home runs from the get-go. For that Triton offense was just stellar last week.
Yeah, the Trojans rushed for 332 yards, which included 219 from Anthony Shue and 73 yards from Cole Shively. And, last week in our pregame, I kind of touched on that a little bit, saying that Cole Shively, look for him to tuck the ball down and run. And, my goodness, I don't know why they don't give the ball to Anthony Shue every single play. The kid is a monster.
And you say, yeah, Anthony, but that for me, that the way the guards, the way the offensive line played, and the downfield blocking by the receivers and the guys getting to the second level, that was huge because South Central we've seen them tackle very well in that first half. You saw how they really started to kind of get tackling a little bit better after that home run play. They played a lot better, but the offensive line really opened up lanes extremely well.
Yeah, they did a good job opening alleys up for Shue and others, to run through. But the Trojans, they're going to face a much more difficult defense this week in LaVille, and they might have to adjust their blocking schemes depending on the defensive front that the Lancers come out in, whether it's that 5-2 or the 4-3 wide front. Just that's something that the offensive line has to look out for and be ready for at any given moment, that change.
And Triton did some things on offense last week that I think they could. Bremen tried to do against LaVille, as they saw. LaVille shut out Bremen last week, but Triton had some nice things. If they can give Cole Shively some time, we saw Evan Bryles get open, but he's got to be able to bring that ball in. And we've got guys like Cole Irvine who can get open, and Dante Workman, and Anthony Shue coming out of the backfield. There's a lot of things Triton can do with this offense. If they can get that passing game going a little bit, I think that would open up some things and kind of take the pressure off Anthony Shue.
Yeah, the passing game would be a tremendous help. With Evan Bryles, like you said, had two opportunities there to make a big play and fell a little bit short of the mark. But yeah, that offensive line, if they're going to pass block, they've got to stay straight up and don't get beat quickly by that LaVille defense. Don't be allowed to be pushed around.
And while the offense was extremely good last week, Triton's defense was outstanding. I mean, you had guys all over the place. So the guys in the trenches were doing an outstanding job filling their gaps and doing their job to take care of and let the linebackers do their things like Riley Wood clear cutting through the offense as that team was just tackling and hitting from the get-go. They've got to have that intensity here tonight.
Yeah, according to Huddle, Triton held South Central to 52 yards of offense last week, and that included 6 tackles for losses, 3 sacks, and like you said, a whopping 10 tackles from Riley Wood himself.
And in that defense and how they communicate, Coach Whitaker has these guys fired up. And the thing with these guys, that attitude they're going to need tonight, because LaVille's offense, these guys, watching them on film, how they move, I mean, the receivers and how good Plummer is looking off the defensive back. There's a play where they ran a fleet flicker play that Bremen, this corner, just really bit on really hard, and that just opened Owen Smith wide open all down the field for a 49-yard bomb.
I was hoping you were going to bring up the flea flicker. The flea flicker is one of my favorite plays.
Oh, best one ever, man.
And they ran a play right before it. It was an ISO, just give to the running back, and then the same formation, come back out next play, give to the running back, flip right back to the quarterback, Lucas Plummer, who just delivered a beautiful ball.
And that LaVille offense, I mean, this group here, you talk about quick strike ability. These guys here were just scoring touchdown after touchdown after touchdown. Yeah, they get some chunk plays there. They let the clock run a little bit, but then they would open up, and everything would just open up for these guys, and they get a touchdown. I mean, there was one play where they ran for a touchdown where the guards just did a great job opening up a nice seam for the running for DeWitt, and he was gone in a hurry. There's speed at all different levels for these guys, and the blocking gets downfield in a hurry.
Yeah, on 4 of LaVille's 6 touchdowns last week, they came from over 30 yards. So they know how to score in big plays. But not only that, they do know how to chew the clock and march their way down the field methodically. Like you said, Paul DeWitt had a great game, 235 yards and 2 touchdowns himself. But look for Ross Wagner, Owen Smith, Noah Richhart to be the main passing targets, as they each had at least 1 touchdown last week against Bremen.
And that offense is really good. But what we touched on earlier, that LaVille defense is outstanding. I mean, there was a play in there watching the game against Bremen where the defensive tackle, the offensive line, the interior offensive line was going to be ready to go because he had a move where he dipped his shoulder, got around the center, and got there and stuffed the running back in the backfield in a hurry. These guys were blowing up plays. They gang tackle. They're all over the field. This defense for LaVille is maybe even better than their offense.
You beat me to it. That's what I was going to say. If you think LaVille's offense is good, I think their defense is just as good, if not a smidge better. The secondary forced 3 turnovers, 3 interceptions off of Bremen, and held them out of the end zone the entire game. I don't remember the last time that LaVille has shut out Bremen, according to my record books here. But not only was the defense phenomenal, the special teams also blocked a punt.
Yeah, exactly, and they got their hands up. Speaking of blocking punts, Evan Briles was just there a bunch of times for Triton the other day. So we got 2 teams that are aggressive in special teams. This one here has potential to be a really good football game.
It's got all the ingredients to be a special one.
And with these 2 things here, I mean, for you look at overall, like you said, it's been a while since Triton's beat LaVille. But if you're tonight looking at, you're Triton looking in, or you're LaVille, what's your kind of thoughts here tonight?
I think if you're Triton, you just have to defensively. It's going to start there. You have to read your keys defensively, watch the pulling guards, watch for pass blocks, and if you are, a corner playing on the outside, your first look is always at the offensive tackle, because if he stands up, it's a pass play. If he comes out ready firing up the line of scrimmage, it's a run play. You've got to key in and help your team make a gang tackle. Offensively for Triton, I would say do your best against that LaVille front. Move the pile a little bit at a time, 3-4 plays, get a first down, keep the ball in your hands, and keep the clock moving. If LaVille doesn't have the ball, it's going to be much harder for them to score than if they do have the ball.
And I couldn't agree more. I mean, this is, like I said, it has the makings to be a great game if Triton can just control that. Don't panic. If you only get 2 yards on the play, that's all right. Just keep getting those chunk plays. Keep working away. Use that clock to your advantage. And like I said, keep those turnovers to a minimum. And I think that's one thing that they can do tonight to really challenge LaVille like they did last year.
Yeah, the turnover battle is going to be massive in this one. Both teams forced turnovers last week, so I think the defenses are going to have to be the ones to step up and win this game.
And, and I can't be even happier. Defense is my favorite thing, and defense tonight is going to be a lot of fun to watch. So with that being said, tonight on this field, 2 teams are featured. This is a huge matchup early in the season for the Hoosier North Athletic Conference. Both teams look to keep their record unblemished to start the season, and both look to get their first conference win of the season here tonight. How does it play out? We're about to find out next, right here on the Triton Trojans Sports Network.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone. This is our special edition of the Commissioner's Corner, our conversation with Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. And Commissioner, week number 2 of high school football. Everything seems to have gone well in that first week, and there's a lot going on at the IHSAA with your recently concluded fall meeting. So you have hit the ground running, so to speak.
We have, and Coach, I've told a couple folks, and I think I told you the other night on your show. Well, by the way, your show of 29 years that celebrates high school athletics on Friday and Saturday night. And if our listeners out there want to tune into some good information, they all need to do that every Friday and Saturday night. You and your team do a great job, but.
Thank you.
We had a great week last week, there, and what we got a lot of reports on around the state was the crowds. We had where I was at, and Assistant Commissioner Falcons, and everybody was out from our staff last week, and everybody reported back that the crowds were there, they were large, and they were enthusiastic, and so that's what makes our job fun along the way, when people get to enjoy their local team playing.
Well, I think people have been cooped up for a long time, and the chance to go out and scream and yell for their favorite team is something that's important. And, it's also a situation, too, where it's not just football. You've had your other fall sports get started. So this is an important time of year for everybody.
It is, and believe it or not, we're about halfway through the girls' golf season already. And those kids have been out playing and getting ready, and they're starting to have these tune-up events to get ready to make their march to the state finals at Prairie View Golf Club. But boys and girls soccer. We have our boys tennis teams, boys and girls cross country. It's in full swing. And the other one we can't remember is we have unified flag football going on right now. So, we've got students that traditionally don't have an opportunity to play on a team, that they're with their school representing their program as part of the unified programming. And again, those are students that may have an intellectual disability, and they're an athlete for the Indiana High School Athletic Association also.
I would tell you that I ran into Mike Leonard, the former Franklin College football coach, told me he is coaching the unified team here in Franklin, just to show you how the quality of human beings you have involved in it. And I know you're incredibly proud of it.
It is phenomenal programming. It really is an inclusive program of all students that attend the school, and we're just so happy to be able to offer as many opportunities as we can for student athletes. So we're rolling, Coach, and we're going to keep moving forward.
You are. All right, your fall board meeting just concluded. And one of the important topics of that is they're going to be announcing soon who will be hosting tournament sites for IHSA postseason play.
We are. Those were approved by our board of directors yesterday. So everything in our winter offering, so boys and girls swimming, boys and girls basketball, wrestling. So we approve host sites for all those events. And so they're going to be announced this week yet. But one of the things that I think people need to pay attention to here is a couple months ago, we changed a little bit of the change of the format to the boys and girls basketball tournament, to where we now are going to have 4 teams in the same class will attend a semi-state site, and there's 2 games in the morning, and you advance, and the traditional 2 games in one day will actually be played at the semi-state round. So it's going to be a lot of fun basketball. But what it does is it puts 4 more facilities in our state hosting semi-state events. So that old destination, and back where I come from, there'll be some folks leaving their hometown dribbling a basketball to where those games are being played just so they can watch their teams played. And we really think it's going to be a great weekend of basketball. And that's going to be announced. Those locations will be announced yet this week.
It's a busy time. Are you guaranteeing good weather this weekend?
We're guaranteeing that the weather's going to be good enough to play football.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
Trojan Football 2022. Have a few announcements we'd like to run through real quick. From the IHSAA, you can get all the scores from the IHSAA Football State Tournament at ihsaa.org. For the latest high school scores, stats, news, and notes from around the state, visit ihsaa.org. On behalf of the Indianapolis Colts, good luck to all teams in their quest for an IHSAA state championship. The Indianapolis Colts are proud to be the presenting sponsor of the IHSAA Football State Tournament. To further promote the game of football, the Indianapolis Colts have developed myindianafootball.com, the official Indiana high school football and cheerleading website of the Indianapolis Colts. Each team in the state has their own page on myindianafootball.com, and the Colts want you to join and help promote your school by adding photos, videos, and news. Visit myindianafootball.com today to get stats, news, photos, and more from the 39th annual IHSAA Football State Tournament. Tonight, the Trojans are wearing the Indiana National Guard uniforms. The flag is sponsored and presented from the Indiana National Guard. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if you'd please rise, face the flag at center field.
Oh, wait. Waiting on them? Okay.
We will wait for the Lancers. Too bad. It's not the major ball. It's not the.
Welcome, everyone, to the Trojan Tundra here in Bourbon, Indiana. Andy O'Hara alongside Tyler Amsden, Kayden Hummitch, Kayden Atkins, Kenny Barnhart, and the Hall of Famer Orion Lemler here for the Triton Trojan Sports Network as we're live for this opening Hoosier North contest for these two teams. Tyler, we talked, Kayden and I did talk in the pregame quite a bit, but tonight you kind of get that feeling. Two teams that are returning a lot of players. It was a close game last year. I want to see a close game tonight.
I think it will be the same type of game like last year. It'll be a defensive battle on all fronts, on all sides, and then whoever can get the most pressure on the quarterback, I think will pull out with the win tonight.
Nice to meet you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Kevin? Thank you. So we got some fans thanking us as LaVille takes the field. National anthem underway. So, Tyler, we watched this thing. There's a lot of speed for LaVille.
Yes.
That's something you're going to have to contain. But these guys here, they've been working on that all week and kind of how they got things prepared. I mean, it's a good night for football, but these two teams, watching warm-ups, these two teams are ready. It's going to be a battle.
It's going to be a battle, and like I just said, it's going to be a defensive battle. And I believe whoever can pull out and have the best defensive game tonight will pull out with the win.
And then you sit there and you look. The biggest thing is for Triton from last year. Got to control those turnovers. We watched the film last night. It was just like things that kind of beat themselves for them. They could have been a different story if they would have scored, like I said, when they were running down towards the end. Yeah. You played in that game last year, and you know how bad you guys won that game and how bad you guys wanted it. But then LaVille wanted it just as bad. And tonight we're wearing the National Guard uniforms, and LaVille's wearing their away game. So it's a flip. So flip the script from last year.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be one good game.
So the captains getting ready to make their way out. And DeWitt, Owen Smith, number 21, number 52, walking out there. Is going to be Garrett Wagner. Number 25 walking out.
Are you ready
for Noah Richard? Number 78 also walking out for the coin tosses, A.J. Bedock. As Anthony Shue, Cole Irvine, Cole Shively, and Trenton Conley, the four, to walk out for the Trojans. As they walk out for the coin toss, like we said, Tyler, it's a great night for football. Mm-hmm. You played in this game. What kind of things, if you're down there on the field tonight, what things are you preparing for as a Trojan ready to take on LaVille?
Just preparing myself for it's going to be a battle all night. There's not going to be just a break in between. You have to be prepared to sacrifice a lot tonight, and you're going to have to fly around and hit someone tonight.
And, when you look at LaVille last week, you win in that game 42-0, and that's not to take anything away from Bremen. The LaVille team is really good. This is probably one of the best offensive lines in 2A. I'm telling you, these guys here are strong and legit.
This defensive line, it's crazy, but don't put anything against our defensive line, too. Like what we did against South Central, we stepped up big time, and I think we made some big improvements. And I think this is, like I said, it's a defensive game.
So the officials out there for tonight will be Donald Amidi, Jeremy Beckner, Ryan Cummings, Sean Webb, and Tony Wheelock. So I believe Triton, as they go out, I believe they're kicking. Maybe not.
We'll see.
So yeah, we're receiving.
So Triton will receive the ball. So we'll go through their offensive starters, get this one started. At the right tackle spot is Ethan Howell, number 77. And right guard is Landon Lemler, number 59. Brady Snyder, the new center, doing a great job. He'll take that spot. Trent Conley sitting there at the left guard with Cam Shively at the other bookend. Of course, quarterback Cole Shively. The tailbacks, Anthony the Beast Mode Shue. Out there for wingback tonight will be Cohen Hensley. Wide receiver Mari Snyder. Wide receiver Dante Workman also. Cole Irvine, another wideout, and Evan Briles. And that defense, that stout defense for LaVille. Out there's Garrett Wagner, Mason Stepp, A.J. Bedock, Levi Stafford, Noah Richard, Colin Allen, Ross Wagner, and Colin Zarnecki, Owen Smith, Justin Brown, and Xavier Lefebvre, number 14. As their kicker gets ready to go back, it is
and this is Cohen Hensley's first start at wingback since Javen got hurt last week.
So yeah, we'll no Javen May tonight.
Keep eyes on him, see how he does throughout the night. Big game to step up.
So we're going to get things underway. And this one started. It's a line drive high kick all the way down. Hensley, speaking of him, he's going to take it up past the 20-yard line. Finds a seam, and he'll get stopped right at the 20, and that's where Cole Shively and company will start off.
See what Cole Shively can bring out. I'm interested to see what Cole can do tonight.
So 1st and 10 now from their own 20-yard line. So, right there you saw it, but what he did, a nice grab there, but a great coverage by LaVille.
Yes.
This is a kick
they
team
fly
that
around.
They're not afraid to fly to the football.
On defense, you're going to see 11 guys going to that ball.
Like I said, their line and their linebacking crew is a very tough group, but they've got a lot of speed in the corners and everywhere else. We'll see what the Trojans start off here as Workman and Snyder are here on the near side. Shively will work out of the shotgun.
Watch Mason Stepp right here.
Shively goes to Shue up the gut, and Anthony Shue rumbles forward for a nice gain to start the game. And that's one thing we talked about last night. That's going to be a big thing for tonight.
2 to 3 yards, that's a win. Just don't hold on to that ball.
And Mason Stepp is going to be alluded to that nose tackle right there in the middle of your screen. That young man, we watched him. He has some serious good moves on the interior rush. He rushes the inside. It was unreal. I mean, there were so many moves he had that was really good.
You're going to fill him.
So Shively now 2nd and 5 from his own 25-yard line. He's going to send Dante Workman in motion. Going to go to Anthony. He's going to keep it himself in the read option. Bounce out, but here comes the LaVille crew. Shively with a nice move to bounce back in. Hangs on to it, and the LaVille Lancers stand tall on defense.
You see that?
To force third down.
They're flying around tonight.
So you look at the replay. I mean, that was a good job by Shively here, but look right there, number 73, Colin Allen, really jumped out there, took away the edge, and then the rest team comes in there and takes care of business.
See what the Trojans can do on third down right here.
So 2-yard loss on that from their own 23. Snyder out left. Workman here on the near side. Shively drops back, looking to throw, goes over to Workman. Snyder's got it, and he gets past. It's going to be enough for a first down.
Good throw by Cole. Way to set your feet. Right here on this instant replay, you're going to see like a good blocking by the lineman up front, and then Cole has time, steps into the throw, and throws it right to Amari Snyder for a good catch and for way to roll forward for about a yard gain after the first down.
So a big play there for him. Now it's 1st and 10 out from their own 31 following that play. Now to Anthony Shue, going to try to bounce outside, but stiff arm still on his feet and rumbles forward for a nice gain. Another nice gain on first down. Looked to be about 6 yards on the carry.
He's getting 3 to 4 yards every carry, and that's a win.
You know, and that's one thing, keep the clock moving. 5 yards on the carry. That's it. Second down and manageable. Now you want to try to get that closer to the chains.
Clock is our friend tonight.
Exactly. The more time you keep that LaVille offense off the field, the better off you're going to be. But LaVille's defense, they're capable. They're capable of making plays.
Don't
sleep on them. These guys are good.
Riley Woods in, the lumberjack.
After he clear-cut his way through South Central last week on the defensive side, goes outside to Shue. Shue has a hole and rumbles forward. Anthony Shue's got a first down. And the Trojan offense.
I like that little fake right there to Riley Wood, and then pitch it out to Anthony. Seal that outside. See right here, little fake. Boom, tosses out, sealed outside, and gets a good gain.
Anthony Shue, not a guy that goes backwards often. He lowers his shoulder, and he's a guy that likes to fall forward. Yes. But what I liked right there is he clamped down on that football.
He's been practicing that all year.
So Riley Wood, the lumberjack, in the backfield yet again. Snyder out left. They're going to go to Riley Wood, the lumberjack, hits the line there. And the wood pile a little too strong for the lumberjack that time as they push him back.
He'll cut through some trees tonight. Just give him some time.
He's a strong guy, let me tell you.
Riley Wood.
He got a yard on the play, so he moved the wood pile a little bit.
He might be shaking his head right now, but keep your head up.
So Cole Irvine out there now on the field, number 24, so he'll check in. And one thing about this offensive line last week, they moved so well. This offensive line is a real – you talk about chemistry, these guys have it. So second down and 9 from their own 45.
A lot of leadership on that line right now, too.
Shue's going to get on the sweep. And nice job by Mason Step to go, but might have got it up. There's the hold call. I think they're going to call on Trenton Conley, as I think he had a hold of 32 along the front of the jersey.
Like we said last night, we can't keep getting penalties.
They did a good job last week.
Yep.
They really cleaned up things last week. And
we're going to have to play like that tonight.
And that hole looked like it was on Trenton Conley as he kind of go through Mason Step, trying to free up and kind of released off the block. So that'll move them back. So the 32-yard line is where they're going to reset. Brings up second down and long.
Way to get pressure, though. They got pressure right through that hole, too.
So let's see how they respond coming off the penalty. Hensley's in the wings box spot here on the near side. Chivy's going to keep himself, but what a play in the backfield there as number 73, Colin Allen, the 6'3", 235-pound senior, rumbles forward. And with a tackle for a loss, this LaVille defense is going to capitalize off that penalty.
Yeah. He did not fall for that one.
So Owen Smith and Zarnek, you're going to change sides.
These defensive linemen they're very disciplined.
So they're going to drop the 4 defensive backs deep a little bit. 2 wide receivers left now for Cole Shively. And on the left tip of him is Anthony Shue. Hensley in motion. There's the snap. Shively rolls left. Here comes the pressure. Steps, throws a laser. It's underthrown to Dante Workman, and that brings up 4th down. So the Trojans last week did not punt the football, and they'll get that opportunity here this one. You know, last season we talked about Cole Shively having a leg. He can send down the field.
Yeah,
I mean, he had several 40
against
plus.
South Central.
You know, he pinned teams in the 20. I mean,
5 touchbacks last week.
Yeah, and we saw him kicking off. Cole Shively doing a great job. Vinny Prater's going to be out on the outside on that one gunner spot.
Practice, he told me yesterday he kicked a 56-yarder and made it.
Shively now. Plenty of time. Sends a high kick. Good hang time. Here
good.
Comes.
Get it.
Oh, and he does. Oh, no, did he touch it? Did he touch it? DeWitt trying to get there to it, and he'll get down right there. What a punt from Cole Shively. That goes from the 31. Just watch the hang time. That ball just hung up there for forever. You just keep on going, and that dropped from the 31 to the 30. Flip the field.
Looks like he lost it in the sun.
It's a tough one to catch right there. As Coach Haynes
that was
just told us
Cole
here.
Shively does it all.
So out there for that line, that big line for LaVille, as you see Colin Allen, Garrett Wagner, Hudson Doyle, A.J. Bedock, and Eric Bedock along the line with the 2 Bedocks. Here on the near side on the left as Owen Smith goes in motion. Up the middle they go, and there's DeWitt.
That offensive line will get a push off.
It's going to be Richard on the carry. Lucas Plummer, Paul DeWitt, the other starters with Noah Richard, Cody Allen, Ross Wagner, and the speedster Owen Smith, number 21. Keep an eye on him. And that Trojan front with Cam Shively, Tucker Worsham, Josh Lemler, Evan Browse, and the linebacking crew with Riley Wood, Brady Cunningham, and Landon Lemler. Also out there with Cole Shively, Cole Irvine, and Amari Snyder out in the safety spot. Another run up, a quarterback sneak there from Plummer. We got a nice little carry on that one.
We got a new linebacker, too, for Javen.
That's right. The missile out there in Wayne Reichert.
Just a sophomore, but he'll fly around and he's a missile.
A little hard to see tonight. Got to get used to this angle we're standing at.
At least with this, we don't have the sun in our eyes.
So 2nd down and 8 from the 22 as Plummer goes to work out of the shotgun. Richard and DeWitt on his right hip with Owen Smith here on the near side spot. Zarnecki out right. And it's going to go to a sweep to Owen Smith. Owen Smith bouncing out. Owen Smith gets brought down. In on the tackle there is Cole Shively and Wayne Reichert. Or Evan Browse, excuse me. Saw 3.
So right here, you send them in motion 21. And then the offensive line just gets a good push. Way to build that wall. Then he just slips right by.
So Zarnecki out here to the near side as Plummer goes under center. Going to go right back to Richard. And he'll go up for a couple yards on the carry.
Right up that middle.
Cole, Cam Shively in on the tackle on that one.
Good.
Of course, Kayden's down there running the other camera. We'll see that picture's a little spotty at times.
Yeah, haven't moved into it too much.
Trying out something new. So now 2nd down and 7 from their own 33. Going to go right back to Owen Smith. He's got a hole. Owen Smith fighting through the defenders. Owen Smith past the 50-yard line and into Trojan territory.
Owen Smith, keep your eye on that guy.
Of course, he was in that game last year.
Back to that same play once again with the great blocks upfield, sealing that wall, then just gets yards after the play.
You know, and Cam and Cole Shively, the Shively brothers, bringing him down, but what I liked is Cam followed him all the way there. Good pursuit by Cam Shively.
Yeah.
Doyle to snap. Plummer's going to work out of the shotgun. Plummer's going to go to DeWitt. DeWitt has a nice hole up the right side, rumbling through the DeWitt up past. Close for a first down.
Arm tackles are not going to work this week, like we said yesterday.
Looks to be about a yard shy of a first down. What a run by DeWitt. We saw him. This is a guy who can toe the line pretty well. And that was a good job there by Garrett Wagner and Colin out on that right side of the line to really give him a good crease.
Yes.
And Hudson Doyle coming out of that center spot does it just about as good as him. This offensive line is ridiculous. These guys are good.
This is the state line.
So Plummer goes to work out of the shotgun, has had plenty of time. No pressure yet from the Trojans.
Outside, get him. Nope.
DeWitt still on his feet.
Hold that ball. Ooh. I saw that ball bounce.
And Amari Snyder in there on the tackle.
See, if Evan could just bring him down right there. Ball bounces, but he gets good yards after the play, too.
And DeWitt's a strong runner. I mean, you come in there and you look at this young man. He stands tall, standing there at 5'9", 195 pounds, and the dude is that's a solid 195. Yeah. He is a strong young man.
See what the Trojan defense can do.
Zarnecki here on the near side. Owen Smith outright. DeWitt in the backfield with Richard. Plummer. He's going to keep it himself. The quarterback's going to go. Cunningham got away from him. And Cole Irvine forces him out. And that'll bring up second down.
I like that.
As the Lancers on a roll here. This is a team who played extremely well last season. Sectional championship as they picked up their 5th one. 9-3 on the season last year. This is
beat Pioneer, right?
Beat Pioneer in the sectional championship last year. And like I said, they returned about every starter you can return.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's a couple of these guys out in that game last year, but we're getting the whistle blown dead. I think resetting the play clock, I do believe. Zarnecki's out right. Plummer under center. Look for Richard to get this one. Or Owen Smith on a sweep. Going to go to Richard right up the gut, and he's going to rumble forward. Follows his blockers well and rumbles forward, I believe, enough for a first down. And that'll move the chains. As LaVille continues to move the chains well on this one. As that there, being their 4th first down. Look at that. On right now, it's 8 rushes for 62 yards. They are moving the ball extremely well. I'm assuming their 5th first down.
Yep, just updated there.
But in this 9 plays, 67 yards on this drive, averaging about 7.5 yards per play.
The Lumberjack is being quiet right now. I'm waiting for him to get fired up. Something that this defense needs right now.
So Plummer out of the shotgun. Goes to DeWitt. DeWitt's going to cut a field. He has a nice hole, and coming in to knock him down was Cam Shively to trip him up.
Eastside just overstepped that one right there.
What a play from DeWitt. I mean, these guys, they run through. You can't arm tackle these guys. You've got to body these guys up and bring them down.
There's going to have to be 11 Trojan heads going after that football. Don't think that just one guy can bring someone down.
LaVille, Smith, 29 yards, but DeWitt, 3 carries for 19 yards here on this drive. As Plummer works off out of the shotgun with DeWitt on his left hip, and that's where he's going to go with the DeWitt up the middle. DeWitt's got enough for a first down and more. DeWitt on his way through, and he'll punch it in, and LaVille strikes first as he puts that one in from 16 yards out.
Watch this. Watch these blocks up front. Watch this lineman get good space, get upfield, and then DeWitt just takes off from right there. No one to stop, no one back there.
So DeWitt with the nice, but you see that offensive line on that right side. You really see, you know, when you sit there and look at those guys, they just do such a great job opening up space. It's Plummer to kick. Owen Smith to hold, and Hudson Doyle to snap.
Notice how they didn't even throw the ball one time on that.
Snaps down, kicks good. Plummer's going to split the that just hooks in the back there on the inside of that one as LaVille takes the lead 7-0. That was our score from last year. And on that play, what a run of plays there for LaVille as they really moved the ball extremely well and very fluid there on
last year,
offense.
no one scored till overtime.
Yep. So 2 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. LaVille takes that lead. So if you're the Trojan offense right now, you don't need to panic. Just move the ball.
You move that ball, but
just move the chains.
That penalty is what killed you.
Yep.
You can't be behind the chains on LaVille.
So back deep to return.
Trojans need to get their head up.
They have a 3-headed monster in the back with Wesher, number 1, number 40, Vinny Prater, and Cohen Hensley. The group back deep to return. We saw him, Plummer, send it back. Send a nice kick earlier, so he'll go back to kick. So Plummer to kick. A nice little trio of young players back there to return for the Trojans.
Offense has to get something going.
The official gives the okay. And Plummer to send it deep. And a line, nice kick, high kick.
High kick.
Prater's got to take it. Almost a miscue, and a miscue in the backfield. They fumbled it. Prater's got to land on it, hangs onto it somehow, and just gets it up past the 10-yard line, maybe to the 12.
Someone needs to call it back there. They're fighting over that football.
And Hensley telling him, say, hey, man, you got to talk.
At the 13-yard line.
Right there, too. Just miscommunication.
And that's just a freshman mistake from Vinny Prater. That's going to be, but the Trojans here, just worry about moving the chains. Worry about 3 yards. Worry about 3 yards.
Yep.
Then worry about moving the chains. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that scoreboard right now. Just move the ball, control the clock.
0-0.
And if you're LaVille, keep playing the defense you're playing and just keep getting pressure up the middle. That's exactly what they've done extremely well.
New look right here. Anthony is on the outside.
1st and 10 now from their own 13. Shively. Here comes the pressure from the near side as Shu gets the screen out left and gets through, but what a tackle out there by Ross Wagner. That young man, as Kayden said, keep an eye on him. And this guy here, he tracked him down well.
Corners are not afraid to fly around and hit either.
You know, and Wagner just at that linebacker spot, he's just so fast. He breaks extremely quick on the play.
He reads those players fairly quick.
I mean, the screenplay was a nice draw up, but this LaVille defense is extremely good. And you saw right there, they read it and got there.
See what they dial up on second.
I think a timeout is Coach Younis wants to kind of settle his guys down and let them kind of settle back into what they're doing. You know,
I see a lot of nerves out there right now.
And that's the biggest thing is we talked. He said you had to come out and you got to hammer these guys from the get-go because LaVille is a strong team. This is a team that can make a solid case if they can stay healthy through the season and make a trip to Indianapolis. This group is that good.
I know a lot of pressure on them right now. It's a big game, but you just got to think about it. It's like any other game, any other Friday.
Yep.
You know.
Don't worry about those jerseys and those helmets on the other side.
It's just football.
It's just football, man. But in all beyond all realism, it's you're looking across that line. You played in this game, and you look across, and you get in those moments. If you're a senior leader down there, what are you telling your guys?
It's like, you gotta take in these moments, and these moments are genuine. It's like you can't mistake and have false reads, false penalties, and all that.
As Triton only on the evening 8 plays for 24 yards, averaging about 3 yards a play. You got to pick that up if they want to keep going. I mean, like I said, going back that punt from Cole Shively, 1 punt, 59 yards.
Yeah.
Shively goes back to work on the shotgun. He'll get the snap. Oh, it's a bobbled snap. Shively's got to make something out of nothing. Rolling right, looking down the field, throws it back across. Evan Briles brings it in for a first down.
Good catch. Right here, you're going to see a fumble right there, but he recovers it, rolls out, looks upfield, finds Evan Briles for a nice pickup.
And right there, the biggest thing for Shively, rolling out, but the receivers to follow him out and give him that safety blanket.
Make your own routes, and way to keep his eyes downfield, though, too, and didn't throw it out.
What a play from Cole Shively on the throw, but Evan Briles, last week, had those 2 balls kind of go right through his hands. He was making sure this time I'm not missing this one.
Too. Yep.
What a play, Evan Briles. So Triton
receivers.
Triton gets their 3rd first down on that one. And Shively works now from the own 28. Goes to Shu up the left side. Shu has a nice run up the outside, and he'll get brought down for about 3 yards on the carry.
Nice tackles.
They'll get one more play before the first quarter horn sounds.
If he could just have hit that one guy to beat, then race down the sideline.
So 2 yards on the carry for him. Shu 4 carries to start the game, 21 yards. Had 219 on the ground last week against South Central. Shively goes to work now. Drops back looking right. Has Workman. Throws it a nice line drive on the sidearm, and Workman, I think, knee hit the ground. They're going to call him down there after a short gain. That's going to do it for the first quarter.
Nice sidearm pass right there, though, too.
That'll do it for the first quarter. LaVille 7-0 is our score. So on that, we want to appreciate, the guys doing the stats for us, and Ben Weymouth and Brandon Haynes setting us up nice.
At least I don't have to do it. I got enough buttons.
You get to just push the instant replay buttons.
Yeah.
But you look right there, for Triton on that deal. 6 first downs for LaVille, only 3 for them. You look at the rushes, 7 for 19. So they're moving the ball, but that penalty really hurt them extremely badly. But there's 1 for 2 on third downs. They've got to get better and just be content with those 3 and 4 yard carries. Don't panic. Just drive the nail. It'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
Just keep driving. Now, not little baby taps, but just enough to get some attention here.
Right.
But if you're that line, Ethan Howell and Cam Shive doing a great job on the outside, but those interior guys have got to be strong and be ready to go.
Step up.
You got to get to that second level.
Tucker and Josh, so keep an eye on them all night.
But LaVille on defense, you see what they're doing. They're doing so many things extremely well.
Different looks each time, and they're just getting pressure up right in the middle.
You look at there, a lot of guys with tackles all over the place. You got a lot of guys with assist tackles. There's a ton of those, and those guys and the way they're doing stuff, that's extreme. This is a team that gang tackles. They're not afraid to go out and put pressure and then do what they can to drive you. Now Shively's going to work right to left down the field. It's 3rd down and 6. This will be a big 3rd down for Triton here early in the game. As Workman out right. Snyder here on the near side. Shoe here on the edge. Shively drop back. Plenty of time. Going to sky one up to Dante Workman. It's deep. Workman's underneath it.
Oh!
And off to the right.
It hit his right hand too. Watch this instant replay. He had plenty of time. Good protection. Look at that protection.
And a good ball. Shively steps into that one and just
right off his right hand.
I think maybe just overran it just by about a half a yard, or about a couple yards. It was a good play by Workman, unfortunately.
Good play to come back to, though.
Yeah.
Keep that in your back pocket.
But now this Trojan special teams, 59 yards on the last punt for Cole Shively. As Owen Smith and DeWitt back to return.
Watch Ross Wagner right here. He got pressure through the last time.
LaVille showing pressure. Shively, here comes the pressure, gets it up. High kick, it'll pass the 50. Going to fall down around the 47, takes a LaVille bounce. And nice play by the Lumberjack to keep it from going any further. Now be on the 49-yard line in Trojan territory is where Lucas Plummer, the 6'2", 180-pound junior quarterback, makes his way to lead that big offensive line of his out for the second drive, as this was a team the last time. You look at their plays. I just had it. 11 plays, 90-yard drive the last time. They went the full length of the field, and it wasn't – they just worked and chipped away. It wasn't a bunch of chunk plays. It was 5 yards here, 6 yards there, 7 yards there. This is a team that just moved the ball extremely well. So crowded backfield back there is LaFave here on the near side. Going to go up to DeWitt. DeWitt gets a nice hole and just a little bit of a carry, 3 yards.
See, same thing.
2 yards, excuse me.
It's like almost every first time they're getting 2 to 3 yards. And then after that, explosive play.
And we saw that last week. The way they ran a flea flicker last week. And we pointed out, and Kayden and I talked about, flea flicker is obviously one of my favorite plays, but they ran that ball to see what the cornerback was going to do for Bremen, and then they went right at him the next play.
They call a play right now, but they're thinking of 5-10 plays ahead right now.
Steps back. Here comes Riker, gets his hands up. That ball tipped up and around. Oh, my goodness, Owen Smith. What a catch!
Oh, my goodness.
What a play. I mean, Wayne Riker, the missile has a shot at this one. Got his hands up, almost got it.
And they're hurrying up right now.
And he dropped that one and caught it. What a play from Owen Smith. Kicked on the Jets, laid out and brought it in. What a play.
Shively. What a throw. The Lumberjack. What a good hit.
Cleared his way through the wood pile to get in there to bring him down.
Let's go back to that.
Let's see. I think I might have a different way on this to see if we can see this.
Look at this catch right here.
I mean, you just watch. Plummer really looking downfield, airs it out well.
Cole Shively had a shot.
He just out of the picture. But he just reached out there and kept his hands underneath that. What a catch from Owen Smith. My goodness.
This LaVille.
2nd down and 5 from the Trojan 5-yard line as LaVille's knocking on the door.
Knocking on the door again.
And a second timeout for the Trojan defense.
We can answer.
And, I mean, that right there, we talk about plays. They didn't get those chunk plays. But then they can hit home runs. I mean, these guys can throw those big plays and get the big plays.
They go for the kill. They see the defense on the heels, and they'll just go for that kill. Like right there, they hurried up to the offensive line, and They wanted to get it going.
And you saw Plummer, but he had time to throw. But Wayne Riker, now go back to Triton's defense, did a great job up front. You know, Wayne Riker got nice pressure off the outside, really jumped in there to try to get his hands up. That was the right play by Wayne Riker. That was a smart thing. Get your hands up.
Sophomore, too, first big game. Like, you're starting, like, this is a big game, a lot of pressure. And
you know, LaVille was just better on that play.
Yeah.
There was two
that
great
was
plays
good
from either
coverage.
side.
I mean, Cole was right there in position.
But, hey, great players make great plays,
Yeah.
and Owen Smith is a great player, and he just made a great play. And Cole Shively's a great player, too, and he made a good play on it, too, but it fell LaVille's way. What a play, though.
Expect things like that to happen in games like this.
Second down now and 5. Second down and 5. DeWitt's going to take it off the direct snap to the running back. And, oh, there's Riley Wood clear-cutting his way for another tackle.
Riley Wood's answering that door now. See if the defense can follow.
Be big if they can get a 4th down. I mean, I think right here if you're LaVille, though, I think this is 4th-down territory.
Yeah,
I think if you hit 4th down,
they
you
go
for it.
Yeah, they know that the Trojans won't give up on offense, so I think they're going to go for it.
Plummer now the shotgun. Look for Smith to fade here to the corner. LaFave's out right. Oh.
Little keeper.
Plummer all the way in. He'll punch it in from 7 yards out. What a play from Lucas Plummer to guide his way through the defense.
I think we might have it on an alternate view here.
There's still this landing right here. And then
what a good pull block by Richard to get out in front of him. Number 25.
There was no one there.
I had it 7 yards out. And Smith to hold. Doyle to snap for the Lancers. Snaps good, holds down. Here comes the pressure, and Plummer splits the uprights again.
Good kick. Trojans have to keep their head up.
Leads now 14-0 as the Lancers flexing their muscles here early. On that catch, that was a 41-yard catch for Owen Smith, and that really set up that set him up
it was
well.
A Superman catch.
You know, and the defense stood strong, but this is a LaVille team. They see something. They're making adjustments all the time.
Like we said, they're calling a play right now, but they're thinking 5-10 plays ahead.
Yeah, exactly. They move the ball extremely well yet again.
They're watching those corners and linebackers reading the runs and seeing what they can do on pass plays.
So both teams about the same amount of time per possession, about 7 minutes apiece here thus far. But LaVille on the ground, average yards per play, just under 9 yards per play is what they're averaging here tonight.
Anthony Shue's going to have to step up. Beast mode is going to have to be all in effect. Like you said earlier, great players.
This is the moments where they play, you know, and that's we see during basketball when the competition really steps up, that's when these players that are good players turn into great players because the competition's better. You're going to see these guys playing a lot better.
Yep.
So Plummer now to send it away. We'll see how Vinny Prater, Hensley, and Wesher control this kick. Prater tracks it down, doesn't put a – they'll get a touchback.
That was right there on that line. Oh, my.
So the Triton special teams – trying to get their gears going, but they'll start from their own 20. That's where Cole Shively and his offense will move. Just got to keep working.
Got a moment. We'll throw this up here. Let's schedule there. Of course, last week at South Central, Triton won 49-0, and then of course this, and then now we're away, Caston and Bremen, next 2 weeks.
See what we can dial up right here.
Shively now the shotgun goes to Anthony Shue. Anthony Shue trying to get upfield. Anthony Shue with a nice run, rumbles forward for a nice gain on first down.
That was a shoe tackle right there. Tackled by the shoe.
The tackle there by number 75, Eric Bedock, the 6'3", 260-pound junior. And the B-Docs will be back around next year too. They have a good number of seniors,
around, yeah.
but there's a lot of pretty good juniors on this LaVille team as well.
And sophomores. I'm looking on that sideline. There's some big sophomores.
Shively again goes to Shoe up the right side. Shoe bounces it out. Shoe trying to get to the edge all the way through and gets tripped up by Owen Smith. And that'll bring up third down. And third and short.
I like those runs, though.
I like
packing that outside, see what you can do, and getting, 4 yards of carry right there.
And Anthony's a guy that gets out there. Once he gets an open space, he's a hard guy to bring down. But these guys here attacking him.
Yeah.
One guy hits him. It's not one guy trying to drive the nail himself. He's holding the nail for somebody else to get to drive the nail home.
That's what I like. Be the hammer, not the nail.
Exactly. Shively, quarterback sneak, trying to push the pile. Did he get enough? It's going to be close. I think they're going to mark him just shy. No gain on the play.
This is fourth down territory.
So we'll see what Younis will tell Irvine to draw up here.
Who wants it more? They're putting in the big lineman now for LaVille. They're switching.
So they're going to put some hog mollies up front. His number 78 rotates in, and A.J. Bedock right there in the middle. They're going to try to push forward the pile. It's going to be close. Riley Wood saying we got it, and Triton
We got it.
converts on fourth down.
I like that push off by Riley. Way to run into Cole at the end.
Hey, if you can't clear the way, push the pile over.
Right.
Out to the 32-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 32. Triton. Good. I think that was a good first down for them, but they got to keep that confidence to keep working the ball.
They're used to those big plays, but
you're not going to get those video game plays every single time you touch the football. Riley Wood in the fullback spot as Bryles and Hensley switch sides.
I like that motion.
Going outside,
like
Anthony Shue gets an
like
opening.
that.
Anthony Shue cutting upfield.
Like
Anthony Shue taking on it down the sideline.
Beast mode.
40 yards, 30 yards, 20,
Touchdown.
10,
Let's go.
5. Touchdown, Triton.
Anthony Shue, beast mode is in effect.
Right here, just watch how they open up here.
Watch how they seal it outside right here when he just pushes. Good block by Colt Irvine on number 2, and he just pushes up the field, and he's playing with his food right now.
Hey, big players make big plays. And he got Owen Smith on roller skates, and he cruised his way all the way in for a touchdown.
I
What
like
a
that
play.
Beast mode.
From Anthony Shue. What a drive for Triton. 60. No,
Takeaway, that was good by Anthony, but that blocking. They need that blocking.
68 yards on the carry. Am I right?
Block kick.
So block kicked.
Yeah, I don't think he caught the ball the best to get it. Just the way he looks like his feet was off going to the kick it.
Don't let that kill the momentum right there.
But that took a lot of clock off there for Triton. But right now the defense has got to step up.
They have to recover. Your offense just made a big play now. Now it's time for you.
But Riley, we just talked, you don't need to get that home run play, but made that home run play to fire up your sideline. We'll see how that works with this group going forward here. What a play up front. Irvine, Hensley.
That blocking by
Evan
Irvine.
Bryles, those guys just really open up that hole on the left side of the line. Of course, Kayden doing a good job down there in the end zone, doing what he can. Can't quite hear us, but Orion's talking to him.
We're getting some shots from him.
Trying something new down at the end zone, Cameron. We're kind of
I like it.
Trying to work the bugs out.
Some of it's a little bit on the replay. I just got to flip back and forth to watch which one's got the good view.
Well, hey, at least we got our. You don't have to do stats.
Nope.
Appreciate those guys doing that for us. So back deep to return is going to be Owen Smith and DeWitt. And Shively gets his first chance to send it down the field. Several touchbacks last week. Shively with the line drive kick, trying to put it down in front of Smith. 2 bounces, takes off the second hop. Dante Workman gets down there, but Owen Smith cuts upfield. Owen Smith all the way through. Owen Smith still on his feet. Owen Smith still fighting through, trying to fight to the 45, and he'll get to the 46. is where LaVille's offense
That's
will take
what
over.
worries me right there is the Trojan special teams.
Cole Shively to bring him down.
He's
As
slow,
Owen
he's
Smith
slow to get up.
Hope he's okay.
He's jogging off. He'll be fine.
Just go over and take a quick break.
Yeah.
34-yard kickoff return.
So 34 yards, is according to Mr. Don Bell and the PA announcer.
Yeah.
Legend over there.
Yeah. Defense
First
has
down
to
and
step
10
up.
from the 45s where they mark it. Going to go to DeWitt. DeWitt gets a nice hole up the middle and rumbles forward for about an 8-yard gain.
Looks like he stumbled too.
Well, they're going to mark him. We're marking him further back, only about 5 yards. They're saying he hit the ground sooner than later.
We'll see if we can see it on if he got his
Right here,
knee
you
down
see.
there.
Good pressure right there, and just stumbled.
Yep, just
I
right
don't know.
between
Oh,
all
was there
the.
even-
I don't know. That seems a little far back for me. So second down and 5 on the carry.
Going
Mr.
back
Witt
to
again and gets through, gets tripped up.
it. Riley Wood.
Cam Shively tripping him up. Big play, Cam Shively up along the line. As Tucker Worship and Josh Lemler, those two nose tackles, do an extremely good job up the middle. And Orion's got his headset on.
Kayden wasn't. Oh, am I on?
Yeah.
Yep, you're on.
Can't hear
on.
myself.
Well, it's all plugged in.
See what they can do on 3rd and short.
How to do it? Oh, Plummer's nice job to keep it. What a play! Riley Wood and Landon Lemler.
Lumberjack laying the wood. And he's out there celebrating. Look at this pressure right by Riley Wood. Way to get up the middle, blow up that middle, and boom.
Cam
Damn
Shively
it.
in there. Amari
And
Landon.
Snyder
and Landon Lemler.
See what they do right here.
Stack it here. So 4th down and 4. We're going to see our first LaVille punt of the game. And Dante Workman
If
back
you're
to return.
Triton, just keep your head up and keep plowing.
If you're Dante Workman, look it in.
Watch a fake here, though. Don't put a
Keep it on Ross Wagner.
watch it.
Low kick up off the ground. Here comes the pressure. Here comes Wayne Reichert. Got to make a play up to the front. Oh, and it's
Incomplete.
4th down, not converted.
I don't know if that was even were they going for it? Was that just a bad snap?
I think it was just a low snap. Plummer was
Sure?
trying to. It might have been designed. But here
He
comes
was already going for a route.
But Wayne Reichert, the missile, targeted him, trying to get him brought down just low. And couldn't get it
would've
brought
been
in.
short if he caught that anyways.
So this is big for Triton here with 5:17 to go, forcing a 4th.
Right at our own 50. Come on.
Triton knocking on the door is Shively. Works at the shotgun. Anthony Shue now. No, Shively's going to keep it. Bounce outside. Got to go out. Wagner shuts it off. Shively trying to stop and go again. Trying to get some room. Make something of nothing. And a nice gain for Cole Shively.
Watch how he about tackled him right there. This defense is flying right here. Nice fake. Fakes it right to Anthony. Kicks it to the outside, but good pursuit by the linebackers. Just watch where you tackle it.
But Cole
They call that
Shively,
horse
nice
collar.
job. Stop and go. Stop and go. I mean,
Yeah.
Cole's extremely athletic. That stop and go motion. Trying to rock him off the roller
Basketball
skates and
moves
get
right
his
there.
right there. Hey, we know he can do that on the floor too, man.
Yeah. He's a monster.
So you got to get going. 8 seconds on the play clock. 7 seconds. 5 seconds. Shively's got to get going. 3 or 4 seconds. Gets it off with 2 on the play clock. Going to pitch it to Anthony Shue on the shovel pass. Stepping up forward is Shue, and he'll get a few yards on maybe a couple on the carry. Might have gotten 1. I think they're going to mark it with 1 yard on the carry.
Now here's the question: is this 4-down territory?
Absolutely.
If
that's me, absolutely.
Yep.
But also, one other stat to remember is how many times did Cole pin guys back inside the 20 last year? He's a guy who can pin them back. He's an accurate. He's a good kicker.
But like you said, I think LaVille is on their heels, and I think that you strike right here.
I believe that was their last time out. I believe of the half, Kenny. I can't tell.
We didn't keep. Well, it's not out there. it's only on ours, and he's not keeping it internally.
So I think that's the third one, isn't it?
Or 2 and 1.
I feel like I'm sweating up here more than those guys down there, dude. Like, it's stressing me out.
I mean, you played this game a year ago. It was tight.
Yeah, I know what it feels like, you know.
But the big thing here, I think the next 4 minutes and 26 seconds, you got to convert, move the chains, run the clock, get yourself in position to score.
And going back on defense like last year, don't give the offense chances to score close to halftime. That's what we did a lot last year.
That was Triton's. Before they got to this moving the chains, the last time they moved the chains there, that was the 5th time tonight that they've moved the chains. Right now, 20 yards, 20 passing yards into 129 rushing yards on the evening. Shively gets the snap. He's going to try to weave his way forward for a first down for Cole Shively.
Way to fight for it. I like that. I like the linemen, how they get that push off. They get 2 to 3 yards push off, and Cole is just.
Hey, and Cole likes that contact. He likes making contact.
I was talking to him yesterday, and he was.
So that's their 6th.
He was prepared.
Conversion. Second one out of 5 tonight. They've converted on 3rd down.
Ooh, I like this.
Jumbo set in the
I
backfield.
like this heavy set right here.
As Cam Shively rotates out back. Shue's going to get a hog molly of blockers. Following Cam Shively's Anthony Shue. Anthony Shue takes off as he gets brought down for a big first down carry for him.
Watch this. Heavy set. Cole fakes the run, gives to Anthony, and watch this black. 77 gets a good block, and then Cameron Shively is just upfield, falling blockers. I like it.
And right there, Ethan Howell pushing well.
And when he passed that off, it was hanging on his hip.
Yeah.
Nice ball control by Anthony Shue. Didn't panic. Just took it casually. So first down and now.
They're going back at it.
From LaVille's 23-yard line, another jumbo set. Now they're going to work here the left side. Here comes the pressure from LaVille. Shively up the through. Shively all the way. He's got the corner. Triton punches another one in. From 23 yards out, Cole Shively.
Flag.
Got a flag on the play. I think this one's coming back.
I don't know.
I think Mike Hall blocking the back. Mark that one off the scoreboard.
Wow. Well, that's going to back us up.
A penalty killer for the Trojans, but you got to keep the intensity.
But keep in mind, Cole can hit a 30 to 40-yard field goal.
3.5 to go now in this second quarter. 1st and 20 now from the 33, 10 yards lost on that penalty. And that would have been a big touchdown.
That was a big momentum swing.
See how Triton responds. Anthony Shue in the backfield, Shively. Looks left, surveying the defense. It's the snap, going to go right. Going to pitch it out to Shue. A lot better this time. Anthony Shue all the way through and gets himself up there past the 20-yard line. So on the option. So we're going to mark him here.
We're right back to the chains, too.
So 12 yards on the carry. Right there, we saw him struggle with that last week.
I like the way they're blocking the outside linebackers, too.
And I love the patience with Anthony Shue. With a little bobbled ball, he just hangs on to it. Going to go right, pitching it out to Anthony Shue again. He has a lane. Anthony Shue is going to push himself up through. He's going to get close to a first down. Just going to be just shy, I think.
Cole Irvine, he's blocking pretty good.
And that's one thing that Cole Irvine does so well down the field. You want to see receivers doing a good job on the outside, down the field, making blocks. Doing a good job there. So 7-yard carry, 3rd down and 1 now. Or is it 4th and 1? 3rd down and 1, that's right. So Triton, a big 3rd down here with inside 2.5 to go. And the jumbo sets in the backfield and a timeout for LaVille, I believe, coming here. Or another one for Triton. No, that's it for Triton.
Yep.
Okay, so there must have been one I didn't think.
I think it was one for LaVille earlier.
Okay. It's like I thought it was us when they pointed it at me. I didn't see it. But yeah, you look at this team and how they've played well. They're responding. You get knocked down. How do you get back up on that horse? And these guys have gotten back up, and they played extremely well in the second
defense
quarter.
stepped up, too. I'm really proud of that defense. Now, if you're coach right here, you score right here, go for 2, sell for that 1.
I think you settle for 1. I think take what you can get. Keep yourself in the.
Go for that 2 later on in the game, or win it by a field goal.
You never know.
Yeah.
But what a game here in this first half. Has not disappointed. But for Triton, 2 penalties, amassing for 23 yards on those penalties. And those 2 penalties, the one was a drive killer. This one here, they're playing strong for that penalty.
Notice how there's no turnovers yet either. Yeah. Knock on wood.
The broadcaster's curse is a thing, just so you're aware.
Yeah, it's very true.
So Jumbo's set in the backfield. We'll see which way they go with it. Shively's going to work left. He has to get 1 yard and more. Shively all the way up in, and Cole Shively gets it close. Gets down to the 2-yard line. What a play from Shively, 12 yards on the carry.
Right here you see this heavy set. Watch Cameron Shively gets a good push off on that front line, and that's where Cole goes up the hole and tries to reach out and score right there. I'm surprised he didn't. But Cole Shively.
So first down and goal from the 1-yard line. 13 yards on the carry.
I think if you're a coach, I think you go right back to that same play.
Either way, we'll see what they do. They're just going to let that clock tick down. 10 seconds. Shively's going to let that one milk all the way down. Shively now from the 1. Going to keep it himself. Going to try to punch it in. Shively from a yard out.
He's in.
He puts it in.
Touchdown.
Cole Shively drives it in for another one.
He does it nice with this little stutter step.
Yeah. He waits for the blocks to develop. Reaches that ball across.
Wow, talk about a
dogfight.
Dogfight here in this first half. 2 teams. I think they're going to go for 2. I think that's what they're going to do.
I kind of like this call.
I like the call for 2, but I'm a guy that says I'm going to trust my defense and say, hey, go for 1.
Of course, part of it, you've gotten this momentum. You know, yes, you had that penalty.
Use it right now.
But you got that momentum of what's been working.
Absolutely. I like the move of putting Cam Shively back there. And there's a
back
run
to
3
the
block.
heavy
I love
set.
it. I love this. Shively's going to keep it again. He's going to try to punch it away. And here comes the LaVille defense. Shively bounces it outside. Shively's got the corner, and it's good.
Tie game.
Not enough. 14.
Way to kick that outside right there. Watch all these blocks. I mean, this was like a Cole play right here. He pretty much did all himself right there. Just kicked it out, dove for it.
It was a good attempt by Richard to take it away, but Shively showing off that athleticism and getting in the corner and punching it in.
Getting that
right now,
lunge right there at the end. Make sure you're getting across that end zone.
LaVille does not know how to stop that heavy set.
Wow, what a chain of events. As Triton putting up 2 uncontested scores.
That's why I love
up
football. 14-0, now it's a 14-14 game.
It's a heavyweight fight. Back and forth we go. Yards.
8 plays, 3 minutes, 39 seconds. Picked up 3 first down.
Anthony Shue with 133 yards.
Cole Shively, 24 yards on 8 carries, both of them with 2 touchdowns. Both touchdowns coming from the ground here tonight. DeWitt, 9 carries for 43.
Watch this kickoff, though. Last time they took it to the 45.
So Workman's going to kick off. You got to get down and cover.
Yeah.
If you're the special teams unit.
Be careful of Owen Smith back there and Mason Stepp.
DeWitt's back there with Smith, and those 2 guys can take it a long way. Workman, little pooch kick up to the front, and Doyle wisely takes it and falls down on it around the 35-yard line as where Plummer has 1:37 to go in the half.
Watch these pass plays, though, too. Like
they've been sitting over there licking their chops. I think if you're up top, you're Amari Snyder, you're Cole Shively. Be ready because I think there's going to be a shot downfield on this play. If not this one, the second one. Don't bite on it. Watch the tackles on the outside. Zarnecki's here near side. It might be a sweep here we'll see. Smith goes in motion. Look for the swing pass. Going to go upset. Richard up the middle, and Richard up to the 40 on a 35-yard gain on first down. Both teams averaging around 7 yards a play as the clock continues to tick down. No huddle now for the Lancers. Plummer takes his spot under center. Smith goes in motion. Play action fake. Here comes it down. Going to dump it down. Richard untouched. Here comes Cole Shively to stop him. And I think he got it. It's going to be close, but I think they're going to give it to him. Oh, I think they're going to move the chains. We'll see where the ball is going to be
He's
at.
trying to get out of bounds, too.
It was a good play by Richard, but he just really opened up. And they're going to give it to him.
Clock is.
Minute 6.
Clock is stopped.
Yeah.
On the
pretty good by getting out of bounds.
DeWitt switches sides. I like this set for LaVille in the backfield. Smith going to go outside. Going to go back to Richard.
Middle.
Richard driving through. 7 yards on the carry.
How many timeouts does LaVille have?
I believe 2.
I think they got 2 left.
So 1 minute to go until halftime. LaVille's driving here. Richard trying to get off the field. Oh, too many men on the field. Richard did not get off. Plummer's dialing it up deep. Here comes Arnecki as he gets all the way down, and he'll get it close. No call. Richard was not off the field. And a big play there from the 48 all the way down to the 2-yard line. 46 yards on the pass. Or should we do the 4? So 44 yards on the pass.
And I just said this earlier. Before halftime, it always kills our defense. We can't ever get off the field.
That was a lucky break. I mean, he may have been closer to that sideline than I thought he was. But Richard, that was a close play. 44 seconds, and LaVille's knocking on the door again. Plummer ran it in last time. 2 wide receivers stacked to the left. He's going to take it himself, trying to punch it in, and LaVille knocks it in from 4 yards out, following the 44-yard pass play.
Oh yeah, that's a flag. You can't do that.
On a flag, I believe, on LaVille.
To show that Cole Shively. I like how Cole didn't do anything back, though, either.
Here's that. Should be another view for
Watch
that.
this instant replay right here.
Just right up, cleared a path right for him to come through.
So they might be waving it off. If that's on LaVille, that's their first penalty of the ball game. They're going to say after the play was dead, it was a unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense, or on LaVille.
I mean, if you're Younis, you have 42 seconds.
So the score does count from 4 yards out.
See if you can't get Cole in some field goal range.
Set up by a 44-yard touchdown pass, but it's going to push him back deep. But Plummer's got a leg, too. He was drilling him from quite a ways out. So Evan Briles, we'll see if he gets he's going to get a good twist on this play.
Put your big guys right in the middle so they get their hands up.
See how they push through. Owen Smith to hold. Doyle to snap. The officials having a long talk with LaVille on the other sideline. A lot of confusion. So they're trying to shift it on the field where they want to. So unsportsmanlike conduct on the Lancers. The Trojans need a good push. Plummer can drill them as well. Smith to hold. Snaps good, holds down. Nobody got there. It's a deep kick. And it's good.
Plummer's kick is good. 42 seconds remaining in the half.
So LaVille answers right back.
Come on.
With a touchdown of their own.
You're Triton. Keep your heads up.
A 44-yard
You get the ball
pass.
back at half. And you have the ball right here. See if you can't put Cole Shively in field goal range.
That was a close.
LaVille scoring drive covered 65 yards.
These two teams playing close together, and just continuing battling. But I like there was one thing after that penalty. One thing I saw out there between DeWitt and Josh Lemler, slapping each other's hands, saying, it's cool, man. The heat of battle. You know, it's the heat of battle. It's one of those things.
They know Josh will protect his teammates, so.
Yeah, and Josh, I like that. I like that respect between the two teams. The heat of battle, it's hard. I mean, you just want to, you're out there hitting guys. You want to make the big play possible. But, hey.
Tensions get high.
But here, you got to keep your composure. But I like the leadership from Josh Lemler. The claw, a favorite of mine along that defensive line. It's Plummer now to send it away. Prater back deep. Wesher and Hensley on his sides. Plummer to drive it from the 40. Deep kick, spinning sideways, and Hensley wise lets it go out the back of the end zone. That would have been a hard one to take over because it wasn't end for end. It was kind of spinning horizontally. That would not have been an easy one to pick up.
No.
So 42.8 seconds to go. Triton just, LaVille starts with the ball in the second half. So see if you can get, Anthony Shue to break outside or whatever to happen. As Shively gets ready. LaVille's defense has that momentum following that long play. Plummer's going to check in back at safety. Him and LaFave are going to change sides. Snyder and Workman here on the near side. Shively out of the shotgun. Goes to Shue up the middle, and Shue trying to break free. Anthony Shue pep pass and gets that, and he gets a nice carry. But no timeout, so 30. The climb's going to be ticking away here. Got to get to the line in a hurry. Get set.
They've practiced these 2-minute drills. I know they have.
Shively rolls left. Snyder gets past the defense. Shively doesn't have a play on it. He's going to have to cut upfield. Shively gets through and brought down in the backfield or back on the gain there from Garrett Wagner. As they're tied up. As the players tied up. And that's going to do it for the first half. LaVille leads 21-14 on scores as LaVille started the game off with a 16-yard play from DeWitt for a touchdown. And they added with Plummer, who got a big play from Owen Smith down the field. And they went up 14-0 in the start of the second. Then Triton strikes back on Shue with a 68-yard run of his own. And then Shively had a 23-yard one called back and then went down and punched it in from 1 yard out to tie it up at 14 on the, and then the the 2-point conversion was good. And Plummer, you just saw there, scoring on 4 yards from a 44-yard pitch and catch as LaVille takes the lead into the halftime locker room. So that being said, we'll take a break and be back after halftime right here on the Triton Trojan Sports Network.
High school football fans, welcome back to Friday night, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Neidig, and I just want to say, welcome back!
This is Friday night. This is Indiana high school football. This is your IHSAA. This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Neidig, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's halftime performance by the Spirit of Triton Marching Band. Band is under the direction of David Seal. The staff includes percussion Charles Lawrence, color guard Rachel Tuttle, and drum major is Eli Lucas. Tonight's show is entitled Reflection in the Night. Drum major is the Spirit of Triton ready. The Spirit of Triton, you may take the field for your halftime performance.
All right, welcome back, everyone, here to the second half as LaVille leading in this one. We go back and look at the stats in these drives and how things started off. You know, you look for Triton, 2 punts to start off the game, and then back-to-back right there. You saw those 2 touchdown plays. We saw the big play up front and how everything kind of worked there, Tyler, and things worked out extremely well. But then you look at LaVille. They start off the game doing extremely well as far as that went for them. And, you know, they continue to get better as the game went on. But the defense is the big story. You sit there and you look at these two teams. I mean, these guys, look at the tackling. Leading the way for LaVille, total tackles is LaFave with 6, Wagner with 5, but a lot of assisted tackles, 2, 3, 3, 3, 2, all over the board. The gang tackling for LaVille has been on point. For Triton, you look down here, Cam Shively, 7 tackles, leading everybody. 3 solo, 4 assisted, extremely good. And you sit there and watch how these guys are playing the tackle. I mean, you look at Riley Wood, and then Riley Wood with the 4 tackles, but those were loud tackles. Triton's going to need that density going forward. And then you sit there and you kind of look how this team's going. The yards are pretty similar. LaVille's got 21 rushes for 120 yards. Triton's got 167 on 21 rushes. So these two teams run the ball extremely effectively. But the big difference is through the air. You look at what LaVille's been able to do. As far as receiving-wise, Zarnecki's got a 44-yard. Owen Smith has got a 41. Richard with the 5.
And that's
Those guys
it.
there. I mean, that's all there is. But the running's there. DeWitt's got 43 yards on the ground. Smith has got 29 with Richard with 29. Plummer's got 19 and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and those 2 passes, they scored off of those 2 big plays.
Now that jumbo set really worked extremely well for these guys going into the halftime locker room. If you're Triton, you keep playing that.
If I'm LaVille, I'm tweaking a lot of things when they come out in that.
Yeah, put your mic closer. There you go.
Yep.
And you sit there. I mean, both teams with some penalties. We saw a 15-yard penalty there at the end for LaVille, and then 2 penalties for Triton for 23 yards in that one. But Cole Shively, 2 punts for netting 38 yards. I mean, he had that one that was 59 yards. Or correct? Or was it 49?
Yeah,
or
it was it was 50.
But what a kick by him earlier. But the third downs, Triton's 3 for 6. That is huge. But LaVille is even better at this point. They have 9 first downs, and on third down, 1 for 2, 0 for 1 on fourth down. I think we're in for a great second half here coming up. So Plummer, 4 or 3 for 90 yards. That's what it is. I'm trying to. We got a new stats program. Got to thank Ben and Brandon for helping us out. But I think we're in for a good second half, fellas. Of course, Kayden's doing a good job down there as Triton stretch. Okay, if you're LaVille, okay, we got the point here. I think what you do, if it's me, you run a couple plays, get a feel for what the defense is going to do, see kind of where their nerves is at, and I think you hit another pass down the field or get one of those home run plays to set them up. But Owen Smith hasn't been on the field in a while.
No, you can see him jogging right now on the sideline.
He's trying to get stuff. We'll see if Owen Smith can get back to normal because he's trying to get himself back. See if he can get himself back in. But if you're Triton, you got to expect what's going to come. You know they're going to feel you out and they're going to try to hit you deep. The secondary has got to play better. Yeah. I think you can't get beat. I mean, you got beat for a 44-yarder and then that big one for Owen Smith. But it was a good defense on the 41. You allowed 2 big pass plays, but the defense has got to hold tall. I think this line's got to step up, and I think they will here in the second half.
I think, yep.
And we were talking to LaVille coaches, and everybody was interviewing me. This is a fun one to call. These games, Tyler, are the ones you live for to call. It's fun. The intensity's there. These two teams that want it so bad. You get a team get up, and you see a team come right back and try to hammer down. But then LaVille with a nice drive all the way down that 44-yard play. They don't get that.
No, it's
still a tie ball game still, but. LaVille coming out, I think a touchdown's going to be huge for them. If you're Triton, you've got to stop them. It may not need a 3 and out, but if you stop them on that second set of downs.
I think that sets up good momentum for the rest of the game, too, coming out, getting a good stop.
I think we're in for a fun second half. I mean, that was a dream scenario. Of course, Tyler doing a good job. We talked to Kayden at halftime, and the Kayden that's here is doing a good job down there in the end zone. He's a little chilly, though. I guess he should have brought a jacket. He'll learn.
Oh, this is a perfect Friday night game.
Oh, this is perfect, man. This is exact one. But, talking to the Indianapolis crew, they're liking it down there. And like you said, basically the same thing. That jumbo set is something to keep an eye on if you're trying tonight. Then, like we talked, that's something I think you can throw out of, too. You can roll Cole left and try to throw something. You get Workman or Irvine or Bryles or Snyder open. You got plenty of options there. But Triton's defense has got to hold tall.
I think you go back to a little bit of the passing game though too. Like I know, you got a couple good passing plays right at the start. It just takes time to develop and trust your wide receivers.
So Cole Shively waiting patiently as Owen Smith back in the game, back deep to return with DeWitt on his left hip.
Last time they had Dante in. This time they have Cole.
Wind is blowing pretty good there from the northwest across the field. And the Trojans showing up big here tonight for this home opener
and they get
the Trojan Tundra.
They get to break in all these fresh seats this year.
That's some new ones. Shively with a low squib kick as Doyle will do it again, and he'll fall on the 35. We'll see what the defense does coming out here on this one. We talk about those guys along that line. With Tucker Worsham, a big nose tackle with Lemler playing right on his left hip or right hip, wherever. Shively doing a great job. Cam Shively leading the way in tackles for Triton. And Bryles there on the left side. Lemler and Cunningham, the two guys in the middle. Riley and Cunningham, the two guys in the middle. Wayne Riker running the outside linebacker spot, opposite of Landon Lemler. With Shively, Snyder, and Irvine, the rest out there for Triton. So Plummer gets ready to sit with that big offensive line of Allen, Wagner, Doyle in the B-Docks on the left side. Going to go to Smith on the sweep up the middle. Smith has got a hole. Smith right out the gate, and Amari Snyder brings him down after a gain of about 13.
Right off that gate, they went right back to him.
And they're going to go the hurry-up offense.
With this instant replay, you see all these blocks downfield and forms a hole, and he just runs right up the middle. Good tackle by Amari Snyder, though.
Plummer now going to send Smith in motion. Gets it back to him, same play all the way through, but Landon Lemler wrapping him up. What a play from Landon Lemler.
Yeah, way to wrap him up. Landon did, and Cam Shiley finished the rest.
A little shaken up, standing up there. Cody Allen coming in now as Smith is going to get a break.
Still not 100%.
But Zarnecki did a good job on the outside earlier as Irvine will match up with him. Ross Wagner, the tight end left, going to go right down back to Richard, and looky there, the lumberjack stops him at the pile.
He's filling in those holes. He's big time tonight. Lumberjack.
You know, and Riley Wood, we talked, you know, in a game like this, great players make great plays. And tonight we've seen great football from these two teams. And you see guys like Riley Wood, Anthony Shue, Cole and Cam Shively, all these guys stepping up for Triton. And the same thing for LaVille. You got DeWitt stepping up, the line stepping up. You got Plummer, who's a great mobile quarterback. This guy moves the field extremely well. He has great vision, doing a good job with the Lancers under center. He'll take the snap now on third down and deep. Going to go to Smith on the sweep. Smith, he's going to pitch it outside. He's going to try to get the corner, and they bring him down on the far sideline. I believe Cole Shively.
Yeah, but I like Riley
Amari
Wood.
Snyder.
I like the Riley Wood in pursuit of that, where he had to kick it out more, where Cole Shively was able to go get that tackle.
And a good bit of game cap. So 4th down and 7. Right here we talked coming out. That's a 3. I mean, that you want to stop him. You may not get him on the first one, but get him on that second attempt on downs. Right now, Triton, if they can.
Watch Dante back here, too.
We'll keep an eye on Workman, but like I said, Triton needs to build off of this opening defensive stand. Oh, it's a fake. Plummer's dropping it back. Cunningham! Oh, did he caught it?
Yep.
And he caught it. Nice job by DeWitt to get in front of that one and take it back. What a play. You kind of watch here. You know, I thought Cunningham had it for a minute.
Wow.
Cunningham's in front of it.
And he just
And DeWitt just ripped it out of his hands. Oh, but DeWitt's got on his right arm. That's a 50-50 ball, and it belongs to the receiver.
Yep.
Good job by DeWitt, but a good fake. Good call by Hostrauser to convert on 4th down. So loaded group on the side on the right. Here comes, oh, Bryles pushed in the back, no call. Deep pass down to Smith. He's got it, touchdown.
Wow.
And Owen Smith.
Look at this. Look at that good protection all around. And then they just get beat downfield. Amari Snyder got beat and just couldn't catch him.
6 plays, 65 yards down the field. And Plummer's 40-yard pass to Smith puts them up by 2 scores.
They were already up 2 scores one time, so. See if Evan Bryles can block this one.
So Plummer to kick. Smith the hold. Snaps down. Here comes the pressure, but he patiently drives it up, and he'll split the uprights for another one. So right out the gate, converts on 4th down, and then with a 40-yard pass down the field to Smith, LaVille's back on the board. For Triton, you know, they did everything dialed up. I mean, Cunningham, you can't make a better play on that ball right there. I mean, that was a good job by him. Can't make a better play.
It's just whoever really wanted it more.
And DeWitt flexing his muscles and getting up there. Paul DeWitt's a great player. He's a strong guy, gets out there. I mean, they're LaVille's student section traveling well here tonight.
LaVille's scoring drive took exactly 2 minutes. 6 plays covering 65 yards.
Ooh, they put Anthony Shue back on kickoff return.
So LaVille now averaging about just shy 8.9 yards a play. So Anthony Shue now is going to take Vinny Prater's spot back deep. This could be big, but if you're Plummer, he can kick it away from somebody. He can drop it in there short.
He's got a leg.
So if you're that second line, be ready. So Plummer now gets the okay. See what he'll do with it here. See if he'll drive it. He'll step in and send a deep one back. And I believe it's going to take a bounce and a penalty, and Triton benefits.
Wait, Cohen Hensley's young and all that, and he let it bounce out. I like that. No, we were out on the football field.
Good play by the two juniors back there to watch that one go out of bounds.
Illegal procedure against LaVille.
So that's going to move the Trojans to some pretty nice starting field position. You've got to benefit on this play.
And like last time, the offense is what sparked the defense. So defense held their own, though, last time.
LaVille's playing strong. They're doing really good. We're in for a good one here. And Josh Lemler out there now at center.
LaVille's going 5 on the line.
5 down line for the Lancers. Here we go. Going to go to Shu. Shu's going to try to get upfield, but nice open field tackling by LaFave for the Lancers.
Triton seemed like a little sluggish.
You can't let that touchdown get to you. You got to. You played with these guys in the second quarter. You got to have that confidence to bounce back. But LaVille flexing their muscles. 9.5 on the Trojans' first drive here. Only 3 yards on, losing 3 yards on the play there. Shively's going to go pitch it outside. Shu trying to find his way through, and he'll rumble forward for a nice gain. And third down coming up.
3rd and about 5.
So 8 yards on the carry there.
Picks up 8 yards. 3rd and 5.
See if he uses heavy set right here.
So Triton on the evening, 3 for 6 on 3rd down. They've got a tall order here with 5 yards to go. From their own 40, Shively will work out of the shotgun with Shu on his left hip as Workman's in the slot. Irvine's out left. Here's the snap. Play action fake. Shively rolls left, but nice play, and he'll get wrapped up. As what a play there from number 28 for the Lancers. And Jonathan Neese, the 6'1", 210-pound sophomore, shutting off the outside, and Shively trying to stop. Slipped on the grass.
Watch a punt here, though. Shively can punt.
What a play by the LaVille defense as they come out of this halftime locker room wanting it really well. Or wanting it real bad here. I'm telling you what, these guys are looking good.
Got some things tweaked out. And
Smith and DeWitt back to return. Shively with plenty of time. Sends a high kick, a lot of hang time. That one drops, takes a Trojan roll all the way down to the 29-yard line of LaVille. Or the 29.5-yard line, rather.
Good kick.
Where they'll start that drive. 3 plays for negative 4 yards on the play. Tough run there for the Trojans on that opening stand to start off the second half.
But if you're the defense, you're thinking, well, we stopped them last time. Just they got a 4th down conversion.
And Shy with another nice punt. Is this guy here 40 yards on that one? Shy has 3 punts for 38.7 yards on average. It's not a bad total. So Plummer now, 1st and 10 from his own 29-yard line. Going to go to DeWitt on the right side. DeWitt's got an opening, bouncing outside. DeWitt! Here comes Workman to try to stop him. Workman trips him up, and he gets into Trojan territory.
Watch this instant replay as they make a wall, their blockers do for the lineman, and then he just kicks it right outside, and he's taken down the sideline. But good tackle, open field tackle by Dante.
You know, smart, trying to go up on a high and trying to shove him down, try to trip him up with those feet. That was a good play there by Workman. So 1st and 10 now. That played into 26 yards on the carry. Now goes backwards on the reverse to LaFave, trying to get outside. Shively tries to get him. Shively brings him down, but I think a face mask is going to get called here on Shively.
Wow.
I think it's going to be a face mask here. So LaVille will benefit on the face mask. Shively was going into tackle. Hand brushed across the face mask.
5-yard penalty. Spots the ball to 43. So it will be.
So we're going from the spot of the foul. So moves it up. So it'll be first down and 8 now. Because that one hadn't been back behind the line. So.
7. No, first and 8.
So Plummer works out the shotgun. DeWitt's on his left hip. Richard and LaFave on the right side. LaFave going in motion, but they're going to go to DeWitt up the right side. DeWitt with a nice hold. What a play and a pancake block there from number 73, Colin Allen.
They went back to that same play that DeWitt just took off.
And that right side of Colin Allen and Garrett Wagner and Hudson Doyle in the center spot really open up that right side. Has been open there all night. As they're running a kind of Evan Browse and Landon Lemler on that right side of the defense. Plummer out of the shotgun. Goes back to DeWitt. DeWitt bobbles a bit, regains control. Shively tries to stop him in the open field, but here comes, I believe that was Cunningham, last season's leading tackler, brings him down. And first down now for the Lancers. And for them, that's their 14th first down. On that play there, 4 yards. DeWitt moving the ball extremely well on tonight. 12 carries for 78 yards and a touchdown for DeWitt. Key senior for these Lancers. Team a season ago wins the sectional championship against Pioneer. DeWitt all the way through. DeWitt from 34 yards out will punch it in for LaVille as they go up 3 scores.
34-yard touchdown run.
And I won't have a replay on that. I had to clear some hard drive space.
That's all right. So LaVille putting up a second touchdown here tonight. That's definitely one of the conference favorites. This is a group to keep an eye on, and Triton trying to find their gears here in the second half. So Plummer on the night, I believe, has been perfect. Trying to go 5 for 5. Kicks up. And perfection continues for Lucas Plummer on the points after touchdown. And LaVille takes a 35-14 lead as they have scored the last 3 touchdowns. Triton trying to find a way to answer. And LaVille out there trying to catch. Appreciate all 195 watching here tonight. And a great game. The first half was exciting, but Triton has got to find a way to dig deep and get back in this game, Tyler.
Yeah, I think it's going to start with the offense.
And I think right now, yeah, you're down 3 scores. But forget the scoreboard. It's nothing. Go out there and just run your
You
play
did that
football.
last time. You already forgot it. You were down by 14
yep.
and you came back.
But LaVille deserves a ton of credit. This team has benefited on some great plays, on some good plays from the offense, some plays from Owen Smith with some nice acrobatic catches. Zarnecki and DeWitt running the ball extremely well.
Players
what a
are
game by
making
these guys.
Got the chain gang.
Got the chain gang out there. Usual crew out there, I do believe. I think they need to get matching uniforms down there.
Yeah.
You know,
Vests and all that.
Get some reflective vests so we can see them down there.
Chet Irvine and Drew Mustaver.
Solid crew down there in that chain gang. Plummer now to send it away. Shoes back there with Hensley and Wesher. Last kick by Plummer went out of bounds. And a squib kick as he tries to pooch it. And I don't think Triton got it. I think LaVille's got it. I think LaVille's got on the onside kick. Oh, and there we go to LaVille. Big play there.
See if we can slow some things up.
Watch
and
this
see
little pooch kick right here.
As they kick that one at Connor Stetzel. Stetzel trying to bring it in. kind of misjudged. It went through his hands and falling on it there. LaVille, they're kind of caught in a pile.
Oh, there it is. It's off to the left
off
there.
To the left. And LaVille fell on it. What a play from the Lancers. Hey, you know, if you're in the position to go in for the kill,
you might as well do it. You're up by.
Big Dog's holding throat down right now.
You're up by 3 touchdowns. That was a good play call, I think.
Plummer steps into a deep pass as Smith got past Irvine. Smith has got it and puts it in from 41 yards out. Owen Smith again. He got out ahead of Irvine, got himself split. What a play there from Owen Smith to get down the field as he got past Irvine. As he cut up field there, he got on the inside of Irvine, and just that speed comes back. Good ball tracking skills, spins his way in. What a play from 41 yards out for Owen Smith, but a good pitch and catch there from Plummer.
Touchdown drive of one play, 41 yards. 10 seconds.
So LaVille showing off their quick strike ability here in the second half. As Plummer drives it up. He'll split the uprights as he is now 6 for 6. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. The official looked down like, what's going on? So now he's 6 for 6 on the night. Like I said, one play. 3 seconds on the – how many seconds did he say it was?
Hey.
It was seconds. I didn't hear minutes. I heard seconds. 10 seconds. Appreciate the Stichters running the clock for us tonight. And Don Bell again on PA.
Oh. He can't hear himself.
Let me turn it all the way up. How about now?
Hello? There, I can hear that.
Well, I got turned all the way up to do it. You might be too loud for everybody else.
I don't talk much. Well, I wonder if something with the mic's up.
Well, it could be. There might be something in here messed up, but we'll check it out in between the quarters. Or if we get another stoppage. So Plummer now. Yet back to kick. Had an onside kick. The Trojan front line have got to be ready. They could go right back to it again.
Yeah.
This LaVille offense is lethal, and they're showing it off here.
Owen Smith with 122 yards receiving.
100 on just
2 touchdowns.
20. Plummer 23 yards away from a 200-yard game. 7 for 6 on the night for him. The longest was that 44-yard bomb earlier at the end of the first half. For C3 giving the fans the Thunder Sticks here tonight. Wonderful thing that they're doing there. As Plummer, a high spinning kick. Shoe's going to let it bounce. He's going to take off the one hop inside the 5 around the 2-yard line. Shoe's trying to punch it upfield, and he'll get up to maybe the 14, or excuse me, the 19, no, the 14. Where Shoe will stop and get helped up by Stafford and a whole host of Trojans. So the Trojan offense back out on the field. Right now, you know what? Do what you can.
Yep.
Just play your game, play your offense, try to find a way to penetrate to get better, to try to chip away at this lead. There's still time on the clock, but the Trojans, you know, that's a big hill to climb against a very tough LaVille team.
Well, you saw how fast LaVille strikes, so we can do the same thing too.
Like I said, this LaVille team, this is a team that, you know, I did a lot of research in the offseason. This is a team that's extremely good. As with the guys to my right were saying, if they can stay healthy, this is a team that can really do something special in postseason play. And what a play there from the sophomore. Yet again, Jonathan Neese bringing down Anthony Shue.
He picked that guy. He's going to be a good player.
The Trojans trying to find a way to light a spark. There's no gain on the play.
Riley Wood's back there.
Shoe on his right hip of Riley Wood. Shiley goes to the lumberjack as he'll get forward, made for a few yards on the play.
Hey, this is move that ball. Move it 3 to 4 yards a carry.
And Riley's a strong player.
Yes. He's a good player.
Wood picks up 4 yards to the 19.
So 3rd down and 6 now from the 19. 5:40 to go here in the third. LaVille leading 42-14. Triton just need to move the chains here on this drive here. Play action fake as Shively rolls right. Shively looking for Riley Wood, calling for it. The Lumberjack can't bring it in, and
that's late.
That's a late hit. I think Riley Wood might be getting called for an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
And as things are just unfolding right now.
Riley Wood unhappy getting popped after that ball going down.
Kid shows a lot of emotion. Love Riley, but
and I'll tell you what, Riley is a great player. Absolutely, Riley's probably one of my. He's a great linebacker, great kid, and he plays with emotion. He's a tough guy, and getting popped like that, and kind of being down, frustrations are going to happen. But right now, being a senior, he needs to dig deep and lead these guys, not just by his word, but by example. And right there, got to keep your composure, buddy. He'll get there. Riley's the guy who make the adjustment. He goes right back out on the field. As 4th down and 16, as Shively goes back to kick. Smith back deep to return for the Lancers. High snap. Shively brings it down and gets blocked up front there. And LaVille's got it. As number 73, Colin Allen with another big play. And the Lancers take over the ball. Out for the blocked kick inside the Trojan 5-yard line.
Yeah, see if we can see.
Watch Colin Allen right here. Just break through the middle of the line. Gets past Lemler and Wood and gets up there and blocks it. Nice play there from Colin Allen.
That's bad when your guys are looking back and people are already through. High snap, too.
So LaVille knocking the door, trying to punch in for 6 more.
3-yard line.
It's DeWitt on the left hip of Plummer. Smith out to the right.
Riley Wood is out.
Goes to DeWitt. DeWitt rumbles through, and I think he punches it in from 3 yards out.
3-yard touchdown run.
As LaVille right now on cruise control. Plummer to kick. And he'll split it again. 7 for 7 on the PAT attempts here tonight. It's a tough game. Triton has, right now, you're in this point. Tyler, you're going to get beaten games. Right now you're getting beat by a great team. A team that has potential to reach Indianapolis. They're extremely good. They're a team that's a favorite to win the conference. But Triton right now, you got to find a way to score against a good team because right now it's only week 2. The season's not over after week 2. Yeah. I mean, you can attest. The week's not over after week 2. You keep working. You try to find a way to score against a tough defense because when you go down the road and playing a tough sectional, you've got to find a way to score when you're unfortunately down and it's not quite going your way on the scoreboard.
Yeah, you're gonna have to fight for some pride now.
Triton 4 penalties for 34 yards tonight. Some of those penalties hurting them pretty good. But this is a group, this is a good group out there for Triton. There's a lot of excitement, and rightly so. You played on with all these guys last season. This is a group that's gonna straighten it up, make adjustments, and right now.
And it's only week 2, like you said.
It's only week 2. You got to keep that in. But LaVille, I'm telling you right now, these guys, if they can stay healthy, so this is a lethal team and a team that I don't think I want to face.
Most teams aren't good by week 2, and I can't imagine their potential by week 8.
Last week, blowing out Bremen 42-0. Triton putting 2 scores up on them here in this first half, as that was a back-and-forth first half. But you saw them when their backs were against the wall. Plummer threw a 44-yard strike to open them up for a 4-yard touchdown. This is a team responding well to pressure. Plummer, high kick, back deep. Hensley bobbles it, gets it inside the 5. He's going to have a long way to go. Hensley trying to get upfield and is going to get stopped and pushed back about the 11-yard line.
Hensley, the quick returner from his 2-yard line out to the 12. 10-yard return where Triton takes over.
And credit LaVille's special teams, getting good kicks down the field. I like that kick because usually when you see a kick, it's usually end over end. But this one here, if you can't, I don't know if you can't quite tell, it's spinning horizontally. That's a hard one to return as a guy back deep to try to return that.
And yeah, for Cohen's like second game of the year too.
Shiva now 1st and 10 from his own 13. Gonna try to work left. Gonna pitch it out to Shu, back behind him. Shu bobbles it, and he'll go forward. And Anthony Shu, nice play right there. Bobbled it. It was not quite the play. Did not panic. And Anthony Shu's a guy, you know, I kind of go back. He's a patient runner. You see him, he doesn't panic when things get going. That's one thing from freshman and sophomore year. He's now matured to the point where he gets the ball, he doesn't panic, just collect it, go and try to fall forward.
Go forward.
I'll have to watch that TV over there. That's looks a little better than the view I get to watch.
Well, I keep standing in your way, too. So
no, you're fine.
It's kind of nice, though, to have.
Orion carried it up. Tyler's going to carry it down. Shu on the reverse now goes to Hensley. Hensley with a nice play up the middle. Nice reverse play by the Trojans there with that one.
First carry by Hensley.
And Hensley's the guy, a junior, that getting some big playing time with Javen May being out tonight. It's a guy that I keep an eye on him. Season gets on. This is a guy that could surprise you.
Hensley out to the 21-yard line. Picked up a 6.
6 yards, 8 yards on the carry to the Triton 22-yard line. 21-yard line, rather. So 7 yards. 3rd and 2 now. As Shively's going to try to keep it himself. He bounces it outside. What a play to get outside, but a play by Smith, and good pursuit by Richard to bring down the quarterback.
And we got
flag.
A little yellow piece of fabric got thrown.
They're talking to Cole.
Got some dirty laundry. The Trojans are backing up. Another unsportsmanlike conduct on the Lancers, and that's going to put the Trojans, they're going to get up front. As a quick conversation with number 52, Garrett Wagner. The officials talk to him. So the Trojans benefit on that penalty. That's the second penalty on the Lancers here tonight.
Moves the ball to the Triton 38-yard line.
Now, this is one of those things. Take advantage of it.
Oh, is it 2 sides? Sorry, Brandon. One of these is, there you go. 1st and 10 now from their 38. Workman in motion. Now up to Shu. Shu's going to bounce it out left. Nice blocking by Shiley out to the left side. Shu gets through, but a good tackle by Owen Smith on the play. Nice play by Owen Smith.
Owen Smith is still making plays, and he's not 100% as he's.
But Anthony Shu,
right now.
16 carries for 150 yards on the ground, leading in the way of all rushers here tonight.
Of course, LaVille has that three-headed, whatever you want to call it, monster.
They can score in all. There's a lot of things
they carries between like 2 to 3 guys.
One player that's really exciting. He's number 28, Nice. The sophomore has a lot of potential. As Shively goes outside, running over, he trucks.
He lost it.
He lost the ball out of bounds as he trucks.
Out of bounds, but the ball went forward.
I believe he trucks Zarnecki to get through.
See if we
Watch
can
that replay. Dante in motion, fakes.
I believe that was Zarnecki that hit him. Number 2.
On the backside.
Yeah, it was Zarnecki with the initial hit. As he lost that one out of bounds.
I like a quarterback that's not afraid of contact.
And Shiley, in his preseason interview, is a guy who likes to make contact. He said he loves it.
I know he does.
He loves it. Shiley the shotgun, empty backfield. Here comes the pressure. Wagner falling to the ground. Shiley trying to throw it up. Oh, and Smith almost coming up with the interception. Shiley had to get rid of that one in a hurry. Kind of sidearms it. Intended for Dante Workman.
That might be it for the third quarter.
And that's going to do it, as LaVille is going to lead here after 3, 49-14, putting up 4 touchdowns here. 5 uncontested touchdowns at the end since the end of the second quarter, but 4 here in this third quarter alone. Puts them up.
So, like I said here, of course, LaVille here home, and then next Friday be at Caston, 7 o'clock there. And then the week after that, up at Bremen. And then we're back home here at with Culver and Pioneer back to back. And we get to travel down to North Judson there right before Halloween. Oh, wait, you got to change that. That says October 30th. That needs September 30th. North Judson.
Okay.
And then we're back home for Knox and Winamac, and then see where that sectional draw gets us there.
You got to give him a break. I mean, you talk about 3 volleyball matches and then
Yes.
a football game and all the running around he did. Then he had, and he had to mow 2 nights in a row because poor guy has half wore out for that first night mowing the yard. Almost had to send Michelle over to help him. Should have. I mean, she mowed the yard for me, so I could work on football. Hey, I'm not. I'll tell you what. My wife, and I don't know if you saw the Times Union interview. I'm going to give her another shout out. I without Michelle, we couldn't do this. And let me tell you, just getting to prepare. Tyler can attest to it. She takes the kids away so we can talk and make things worse. I'll tell you what. My wife.
Let's go down to the basement.
MVP.
Says,
not even close. I mean, Michelle's a legend. Let me tell you. Behind every decent man in the world, there's a great woman, and Michelle, I'll tell you, she's one of the best.
In line.
Shively now goes to Shu. Nice cut back in by Shu, but I think it's going to be a turnover down. He's going to be about a half a yard shy, and the Lancers take over in Trojan territory.
Picks up 2 yards and needed 3. Triton turns the ball over on down.
So the Lancers, if they score here, I do believe, Kenny, by the math,
it
should be a running clock if LaVille was to score on this possession, correct?
That's what they're going to try to do.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll probably try to.
My math's been good. I don't want to guess again. My math's been good on the other stuff. I don't want to challenge it. Okay, I'm perfect right now. Just retire from math for the rest of the night.
When's the last time you were able to sit down during a football game?
I think I have never kneeled down at a football game. This is the first for me. I like it. Love the setup up here in this press box. DeWitt now gets it up the left side, and there's Evan Briles in there to help push back. Cam Shively also on the tackle with Landon Lemler and the lumberjack, of course, Riley Wood. No gain on the play. Evan Briles initially shutting off the run there.
No gain on the play.
Of course, got to give Kayden a shout out down there, doing a good job. Probably better make sure he brings a jacket from now on because apparently he's getting cold. But doing a good job down there. He likes running that camera.
Better than what I would have been doing.
Orion's protege down there. As Smith goes in motion, they're going to go to Richard up the middle, and the big man's going to rumble forward for a nice carry on second down.
Riley Wood on the tackle.
And Josh Lemler shaking up. Hold on to his knee. Hope Josh is okay.
I just had an idea. We need to get Boyer to make us a big TTSN banner for his fence over there.
No, he's sitting right here in front of us.
They might have left.
They might have left. Well, I'll talk to him on Sunday. Hope Josh is okay. As Eric Callahan taking a quick look at him as Rodney Younis comes out. Josh, a big leader.
That's bad.
And Tyler, unfortunately last year, and you went down with a pretty scary injury last year, obviously, and that was a big blow to these guys. Being a leader on there, what's it like to go down like this, and how your teammates respond in that moment? What was it like for you to kind of see how they responded really well coming out of it?
Yeah, you really never think that was going to happen to you, then it does. And I just wanted to calm the team down, you know what I mean? It's wanted the team to play good still, and it sucks because it's your senior year, though, too. But
Josh Lemler, one tough dude, is going to walk out under his own power. Going to get help from Bell. So they're 2 scores away from 35 points.
No, we are. We're at 35.
We're at 35? Okay. I thought you hit add. Well, sorry.
We got a little tip from down south.
See, he always helps out. I know he gives me flashcards and everything to work on.
looks like they put the JV in.
So LaVille bringing out a whole host of people.
Richard picks up 6 yards.
Back to play quarterback now is number 5, Brayton Schwitz. The 5'9", 140-pound freshman. He'll go to work. Going to give it up the field. What a play, east side, Lemler. As number 10 on the carry, Jonas Skiles, the junior on the carry. That'll bring up fourth down as the clock continues to run, as it is a running clock. Thank you, our analyst down in Indianapolis. You know, he can move far away, and he's still gonna be part of this deal. I'm telling you, hey, you know, ESPN is be able to broadcast games remotely, and Kayden still has his hands in this broadcast. He may not be here in person, but by golly, he still has his hands in it. It's impressive.
If it wasn't such the audio delay, we've done it before.
Well, we did from Orion's couch.
Yep, do the remotes.
We did that twice, didn't we? No,
at least.
We did at least once or twice.
Oh, at least twice.
I think it was bad because some of us almost fell asleep because Orion fed us well, and then it was probably bad because we had about a quarter halftime break, and won't name names, but somebody may have started snoring at some point.
And some of us had to pack up and drive.
Appreciate that, Kenny. But, you know, LaVille traveling well.
Yep.
This is a special team. You know, in Triton tonight, you're down 49-14. You played extremely well with a team that has the potential to make it to Indianapolis. I mean, this is a very good team if they can stay healthy. And you played extremely well. There's nothing to hang your head on. Right now, if you're Coach Whitaker, you're telling these guys, dig deep. Go out there and play your game.
Stick it out for another quarter.
Don't mail it in. Go out there, flex your muscles, finish strong. Out here, the near side is number 7, Avery Garrett, at the right wide receiver spot. Out far left is number 27, Brock Guest. Go back to throw. LaVille wanting a flag on Workman.
I think it was about almost behind him.
Maybe that's what we need to do. Instead of having, since we probably won't do an interview after the game, we should have our analyst call in.
There you go. We could always do that. He's listening. We'll see what he says.
He might be, unless he's asleep.
Oh, he's not asleep. At least not 5 minutes ago.
No, because he just sent something.
We can always do it. Just got to go ahead and get the cable. See what he says.
I'm just guessing you don't want to do an interview.
You know, it was a tough end tonight. You know, this is one of those times where, you know, I like to do the interview, but, you know, this Younis has got to take his time. It's Vinny Prater in the game now, running upfield. It's knocked, hits hit hard. And LaVille picks it up. And getting brought down. What a hit there.
Who hit? It was a nice play from developing, though. Good blocking, way to show that edge. And
that was Richard with a nice hit. Picking up the ball there and taking it away is Justin Brown.
I don't think Vinny's ever been hit like that.
As Justin Brown with the scoop and carry as LaVille fired up. As the clock 7.5 minutes away from the final horn. LaVille's going to improve to 2-0 instead of top the conference. I believe them. As of right now, the only two undefeated teams, I guess, out there is also tonight. As that play, nice catch there, and all the way from 31 yards out. LaVille strikes again by the hands of David Mitchell. See it open up right there, Mitchell. Nice concentration.
Way to hold on to that, yeah.
And walks it all the way in.
It's that little bit of congestion, just kind of throw it off to which one it's supposed to be getting to.
Look at Kayden.
He looks a little cold, don't he? So now to kick.
That's what he gets for talking about the Broncos bad.
You know what? He came home. I love my son, and he knows that. And I don't think he meant any ill will, but he came home and his mom said, "Boy, you've got some guts hitting the guy that." She goes, "You picked on the big bear there, and he never picks on your team. Boy, you're brave." And the kicks, that was a kick there by number 44 for the Lancers. Brandon Nietrauer. But other action around the Hoosier North tonight, Judson and Zach Casson. And the only other one's Winnemac and Pioneer. So Pioneer, I wish we get those scores, but LaVille will go 1-0 in the conference. Judson has a chance to go 2-0 tonight. Knox in there 1-0 after the win against Winnemac a week ago. And Pioneer getting a chance for their first conference win, and Winnemac trying to answer back to go to 500 in the conference. I saw it.
Okay, just making sure.
Should have had him calling at halftime. There was good things in.
Hey, I talked to him at halftime. I could call Kayden down there and ask him what the weather report is outside. I don't know if he'd find that funny or not.
We would.
We'd find it funny. All I can do, I can Bluetooth into this thing, and he can call him, hey, what's the weather report like outside?
Hey, just think it could be raining. Well, we probably wouldn't have the camera.
Well, we wouldn't have it out there. He's a tough kid. So Nietrauer now to kick. Well, the other help from even further south says it's sunny for the chance of football.
Holy.
What a kick from Nietrauer as Triton takes it inside. That was Dante Workman on the return. It's okay. I sent him. I don't think he's going to find this meme very funny. Yeah, Trent gave us. We got the chance. We got the report from all the way from Bloomington. So even further south.
Forgot he had stuff. I don't remember what he was doing today.
But appreciate everybody watching here tonight. We've had a good football team, two teams that there's a lot of talent on both sides. But LaVille right now, this is a team, like you said, this is a team playing extremely good early in the season. And, if they can stay healthy and continue to build on what they've done here to start the season, this is going to be a very good team down the road. But Triton, on the other hand, another team that there's a lot of things as McFarland hands it off to the outside. Goes Vinny Prater, but Triton, there's a lot of things you see tonight. They threw different looks. In that first half, they adjusted well, and they found a way to score. They were down 14 points down. That's one thing you build on.
Yeah.
You hope Josh Lemler's okay, obviously, but if you're down there and you're these senior leaders, you're talking to everybody and say, hey, we lost this time. Oh, well, season's not over.
Next week. Next week.
I do believe a few years ago, there was a team in 2018 that lost to LaVille by more points and went on to win a sectional championship. So the season isn't decided by the second week of the season, so pick it up, keep working, and keep driving as Prater fumbles that one. I believe Triton picked it up. A low handoff, but I think the Lancer, I don't know, I can't tell. So Ben McFarland out there at quarterback now for the Trojans. As we're inside 4 minutes to go.
4 on the play, and 3rd and 10.
Wayne Reichert, the missile on the outside, keeps going and gets brought down hard there by number 7 in Avery Garrett.
Wayne Reichert, number 23.
The missile with a nice carry there. Out here you're seeing on this field right now is the future what it's going to look like here in a couple years.
To the 29, it's 4th and 2.
They going for it?
Well, so try to get the first down here. Kayden said it wasn't funny. I thought it was hilarious. McFarland out of the shotgun. Goes to Prater on the sweep. He'll get enough for a first down, and Triton converts the 4th down carry.
This LaVille team is flying around and hitting too.
Triton right now. 4 plays, spanning 5.5 with the running clock. Prater 5 yards on the carry, 4 plays, 13 yards on this drive, hanging on to it tight. We'll have the stats after the game. Appreciate the guys getting those to us. As Prater goes on the reverse now to Reichert. Wayne Reichert, the missile, gets the edge. Wayne Reichert down the sideline trying to get a first down and more for Wayne, the missile Reichert. Big high five from the beast mode himself and Anthony Shue firing up the sophomore. Wayne's a strong guy, let me tell you. He's a tough dude.
Love Wayne.
I followed the fake ball.
Yeah.
Reichert 19 yards on the carry for a first down.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is you think it's going one way and even fools the cameraman.
Well, I'm going off a little 3-inch screen here.
Mishandled snap. McFarland's going to try to pick it up and try to go forward. Nice play by McFarland to hang on to it, but a better play by the LaVille front to bring him down behind the line. Final minute and a half here. As LaVille's going to win this one 56-14. Are en route. Bringing the play out from coach is Cameron Callahan, number 6. Worsham's out there along the line with Kendrick Jones. Can't see who's snapping.
I
think it's Brady, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they saw Brady.
McFarland rolling right, trying to look down the field. He's got Eastside Lemler, but McFarland's going to try to use his legs, and he's still on his feet. McFarland driving forward. Nice play from McFarland.
Yeah.
Oh, the guys, that's 10 yards. It's okay, first home game. Got to shake the rust off, guys. We're doing good. Doing a great job. Doing a great job. Third down now. And 10. Final 25 seconds. Could be the final play of the ball game. To Vinny Prater. Covers it up well. Prater cutting up field. Prater. Nice rumble there on third down, and that's going to do it, I do believe. Triton will fall to 1-1 on the season. And LaVille starts 2-0 and perfect in conference play to start the season. So you look at the plays as far as the stat line here goes tonight. 17 first downs for LaVille, 12 for Triton. Rushing on the ground, Triton outgained LaVille on 41 carries for 230 yards. LaVille rushed 33 times for 216 yards. Leading the way for LaVille with 15 carries and 115 yards and 3 touchdowns was Paul DeWitt. Leading the way for the Trojans on 17 carries for 152 yards was Anthony Shue. Shively, 12 carries for 23 and a touchdown with Wayne Reichert, 2 carries for 27 yards here. Smith, 5 carries for 47 yards, and Plummer 5 for 19 with 2 touchdowns. Passing along the way, Plummer 7 attempts, 6 completions for 177 yards, 2 touchdowns with a long one of 44 at the end of the second quarter. And Schwitz, had a 31-yard touchdown pass here in this fourth quarter. Shively, 8 for 5 for 26 with a long of 16. You go down as far as plays, 42 plays for 424 yards of total offense for the Lancers here tonight, and 49 for 256 for the Trojans. The Lancers averaging just over 10 yards per play. Triton without 5.2. Kick returns, one return all night for LaVille. That was coming out there in the second half. As Shively, I believe we booted him out at the end, or might have been too deep.
Yeah.
So, and then Triton 6 returns for netted 51 yards. 1 fumble recovery by the Lancers for 15 yards. 6 penalties combined between the two teams for 64 yards on the evening. Triton led the way with 31 minutes of possession and 16 minutes for LaVille.
Very efficient.
1 for 4. Triton did a good job right there. 1 for 4 on third down, and Triton only allowed 1 third down conversion and 1 fourth down conversion. And on the night, Triton 4 for 11 from the third down marker and 2 for 3 on fourth down. LaVille got out in front with that 7-0 score, but then put up another touchdown there in the second. Triton came back with a 14 with 2 unanswered scores, but then it was LaVille the rest of the way to put themselves up 56-14. So I don't believe we're going to do a post-game interview, so we're going to hang it up here from the Trojan Tundra. We'll be back here in 3 weeks as we get ready to host, I believe it's Culver.
Culver.
Culver will be here back in 2 weeks. Next week they'll be at Caston and at Bremen. And with that being said, Andy O'Hara for Kayden Atkins, Kenny Barnhart, Tyler Amsden, Kayden Hummitch, and the Hall of Famer Orion Lemler. Until next time, Trojan fans, remember the Trojan way.